November 16th, Formula One weekend in Las Vegas. A double bill. Shakur Stevenson challenging Edwin De Los Santos.
It could be ending at any moment. It is over in an absolute thriller. You better bring it like talking.
I want you to protect yourself at all times. Keep this fight clean at all times. And what I say, you must obey. Good luck, touch them up.
During one of their final face-offs, when these two undefeated champions were able to speak to and really through to their rival, Shakur Stevenson said to Oscar Valdez, "You know it's a code you gotta crack." So does this proud Mexican warrior try to crack the code with a sledgehammer attack? Or are we about to see the first major mountaintop conquered in what many feel will be a career headed to the highest heights for Shakur Stevenson? Here we go. Round one. Joe Tessitore, Tim Bradley, Andre Ward on the call. The two undefeateds, a junior lightweight unification fight. Now, you can't help but take in the roar, the charged up Mexican and Mexican-American fight fans, Dre. Oscar Valdez said to us yesterday, "I have to stay controlled, I have to stay disciplined, I have to stick to the plan." Does the emotion of this crowd perhaps impact that?
It very well can, because this is the biggest crowd that Oscar Valdez has fought in front of. It's a pro-Valdez crowd, as we just heard. And he's the one that has to make sure that he doesn't get outside of himself and go back to his old ways of making mistakes like we just saw and getting countered by a superb counterpuncher like Shakur Stevenson.
With that backhand, Timmy, the southpaw power hand, Valdez hasn't fought a southpaw since June of 2015.
Yeah, that'd be a problem, but you know what? He trained for southpaws. Had an 8-week camp to get ready for southpaws, so that's no excuse tonight for Oscar Valdez.
Oh, he lunges in. Valdez comes in and misses as Shakur backed up, and he slips to the canvas.
Look, Valdez, Shakur landed a shot as Valdez was going down. I like the thinking and the mindset from Shakur. If he misses, I have to make him pay.
Valdez needs to be smart, use feints, head movement, level changes, and his jab while applying pressure. And he also needs to make adjustments every 2 rounds because he's in there with a master chess player.
Steady diet of that southpaw right-hand jab from Shakur. And there is the movement and the body control of Stevenson defensively. He is superb defensively. His opponents land only 5 punches per round.
Valdez is doing the right thing, trying to put pressure on Shakur with his presence and his footwork, but he needs to come behind the jab. He can't have both hands up the way that he does in his peekaboo style, because Shakur Stevenson will pick him apart all night long.
Speaking of the peekaboo style, you see him leaning forward over that front knee. You know, that's going to allow Shakur to just pepper him with jabs all night long.
Left hand to the body, back to the jab. Right uppercut to the body. Three-punch combination, doubled up the jab. Left backhand from Shakur Stevenson. Now he tries to work to the inside again. Trying to cut off a little bit of space and get to the inside. There goes Valdez. Stevenson calm and in control, managing this first round. End of 1. Round 2. In that first round, Shakur Stevenson landed 9 punches, throwing 52. Oscar Valdez, 6 of 31. Stevenson had 5 body connects in that first round. 5 punches landed to Oscar Valdez's body.
Well, if you're Oscar Valdez, you got to know, and you had to have accounted for the fact that Shakur is going to touch you and you're going to get hit, but he cannot get discouraged. He has to keep pressing forward little by little, letting his offense go more and more, and Valdez should be banking on the second half of this fight, hopefully either tied 3-3 or down 4-2, somewhere around there where he can make his push.
Valdez has to come in behind something. He's not going to close the gap just putting the high guard up and just moving his head. He has to give Shakur something to look at so he can react, and then he needs to react. He needs to be first and also last when he's attacking Shakur Stevenson.
Look how big Shakur is. He wouldn't tell us what he walks around at, but you could see it's a lot bigger than Oscar Valdez. This is a different guy than the kid we saw come up 5 years ago after the Olympics.
Shakur just buzzed Oscar Valdez with that overhand left. And if Shakur starts to hurt Valdez, it's going to be big problems for Valdez, because that's not the storyline coming into this fight. The storyline is Shakur outboxing and being slick and moving away. That's not the case right now. If he starts to hurt Valdez, it's going to be big, big trouble for Valdez and his team.
Three-punch combination from Shakur moments ago.
Valdez is making it easy for Shakur. This is target practice right now. Yes, not everything is getting in, but Valdez doing the right thing right there. He threw a left hook and then came behind that left hook with the right hand down to the body. Forget about the head right now. Forget about the head right now. Go to the body.
Still that high guard as he inches forward. Now he does come behind the jab, and Shakur returns fire with a straight left and a two-punch combination. Southpaw 1-2.
Yeah. Valdez has to sell out. He's got to take more risk. I'm not saying get reckless, but he's got to sell out and put himself in a position to let his shots go like you see right there, knowing that he's going to get hit, but believing that he's going to get his shots through in between the shots of Shakur.
Good work to the body from Oscar Valdez.
Valdez is shutting off that angle to the right. He's throwing that body shot. Forget about the head. He's going down to the body and cutting off Shakur.
If he can cross that threshold and get to the body, he will find success. He did so moments ago. Stevenson fighting, backing up. Lands with that right hook. Goes to the body. End of 2. Good fight. Beginning of round number 3. Junior lightweight unification. The two undefeated champions. Shakur Stevenson with a 23-11 connect advantage. He had a 14-5 connect advantage in that second round. Valdez had moments, the two body punches that were landed. Bernardo, what are they saying in the corner of Oscar Valdez?
Edwin Reynoso was very clear. He said, I want you to focus on working the body. You're cutting off the angle, but don't worry about the head so much. That's going to be hard to hit, but the body is there. But don't let him hit you to the head. You got to get off by angles.
Exactly what our two-division world champion Tim Bradley said he needed to do. And he does so there. Takes that angle, lands the left hook to the body. Shakur turns out of it. Back to the jab. Straight right hand now from Valdez as he says, let's go.
That's it, double and triple right hands. That's something that Shakur hasn't seen. That's not a normal combination.
Getting away from that right hand. Good upper head movement from Shakur Stevenson.
Good counter.
And then separating with the right hook.
He made Valdez pay for that big miss, and Shakur has to do that every chance he gets. And Valdez can't allow that to deter him. He's got to keep pressing.
Valdez is going to keep pressing all night long. He's going to be in this fight until the end. No doubt in my mind. He's a warrior.
You can see a red mark on the forehead of Valdez, just above his right eye.
We've seen Valdez be a warrior. He needs to be a winner tonight. And if he can win and find a way to get this win tonight, trust me, he'll show plenty moments where he's a warrior, but he needs to win tonight.
As Shakur backed up against the ropes, Valdez did place another right hand to the body. But Shakur back at range, back at comfort. Watch that right hand come off the hip.
This is the great round right here for Oscar Valdez. So far, perfect round right here. Closing the distance fast, cutting off the angles by digging down to the body, throwing double right hands, lead right hands, jabs, and getting Shakur Stevenson back on his back foot, activating his feet, like I said.
Cutting off the ring is critical if Valdez is going to have any success. Taking those angles, going lateral while going forward, and working to the body. Instead now, it's Shakur in position. And with it, he fires off a three-punch combination.
Valdez can't let Shakur steal the play. He's up in this round, but if he lets Shakur close it strong, Shakur can pull away and close this round out.
Best work by far for Oscar Valdez early on. Oh, that was low. And the warning from Kenny Bayless on that left hand on the belt line from Stevenson. Throwing 50 punches to Stevenson's 38.
Like I said in the beginning, Tess, if you're Team Valdez, you want to go into that 7th round down 4-2 or even at 3-3. That's when you turn on the gas, because in big championship fights that are evenly matched, the fight doesn't start until the second half of the fight anyway.
Dre, the 15 punches landed by Oscar Valdez in that 3rd round against Shakur Stevenson, that ties the high for the most landed on Shakur Stevenson in his career. This is a fighter who has a 3.3-to-1 ratio in punches landed compared to punches absorbed. His opponents average only 5 per round. Valdez had success, Timmy, as you said, because he was taking angles, he was inching closer, and most importantly, he was going to the body.
That's where it's at. Valdez right now is getting caught at that mid-range. No man's land. He has to do something at that range right here. Give Shakur something to look at, so that way he can inch his feet closer.
If Valdez can't let Shakur tee off like that, he's piling up points, and a big shot might get through at some point in time, either to the head or to the body, so he's got to watch that.
Hand claps right there. This is exactly where he needs to be right here.
That's the range for Valdez. That's the style for Valdez.
And even if Valdez isn't landing cleanly, you can't tell that to every judge sitting around that ring. The crowd is on his side. They scream every time he throws, even if he misses. Some judges are scoring some punches that are missing.
And some judges are scoring the fact that Oscar Valdez is coming forward, being the aggressor.
But then Valdez allows Shakur Stevenson to take away the play in moments like this. This is a big mistake. Valdez doesn't want to be down 5-1 going into the 7th round.
Just these last 20 seconds alone, to your point, as Stevenson peppers with the jab, comes with the backhand, and has sustained success. Look at that jab.
Stevenson has to remain focused all night long. Oscar,
well, he's jousting and range finding sometimes with that right hand out in front, so Valdez just pulled on it.
Yeah, that's legal.
I ain't never seen that before. He pulling out everything.
See, that sequence right there showed me that Valdez is trying to punch and get away at the same time. He's got to commit offensively, because when he's hesitant, Shakur can feel that. When he's resolute, Shakur can feel that as well.
Well, that hesitancy came through over the course of the last minute and a half, and clearly an edge for Stevenson down the stretch of this round.
Stevenson round.
Shakur Stevenson has thrown 120 jabs through 4 rounds as we begin round number 5. But sometimes, Dre, that southpaw right hand is just out there like this.
Yeah, if you put that hand in my face, I'm going to do exactly what Oscar Valdez did. In fact, I'm going to try to do a little bit more than that. You show me in the rule book where that's a foul, then we'll have a different discussion. But Shakur can't look to Bayless. He's got to make Valdez stop.
You saw him look over to Kenny Bayless. By the way, Bernardo Osuna, our award-winning ringside reporter, just turned to the Nevada Commission and said, what's your read? They said it's not illegal at all, to your point.
Valdez is putting his body in position to try to land lead rights in the big left hook. The left hook is really what Valdez wants. He just can't get close enough at the moment.
Dre, you've got it 2 rounds apiece. I see it 3-1. Round number 5 here. Stevenson a 49-35 connect advantage.
No, I don't have it even. That's not accurate. I have it 3-1 Shakur Stevenson.
Okay.
3-1 Shakur Stevenson.
As is seemingly obvious. So 3-1 Shakur Stevenson. Disregard what you saw on the graphic.
Oh, Shakur Stevenson said he got dog in him. That's what he told us. I told you he's going to have to bring it out tonight. He's going to have to show he got dog in him, because Oscar Valdez is going to be here all night long, people.
But we think Dog is taking punches, fellas. Sometimes Dog is dominating the fight. Sometimes Dog is making sure that I'm not allowing you to do what you want to do. I'm taking away your greatest strengths and exploiting all your weaknesses and looking you dead in your face while I do it. That's Dog. And then if I have to take a shot, I'll show you I can take that too.
That's right.
It's not just about taking punishment. It's about dominating, and that's what you see Shakur Stevenson trying to do right now.
Stevenson right now, he's not using his jab. He's just trying to use it as a range fighter. He's looking for the uppercut and the combinations.
He just threw a left uppercut that started a combination, Timmy.
But he needs to be careful. That lead hand is down when he throws that uppercut. That left hook can sneak in there.
Valdez closes the distance. Doesn't get anything accomplished with it, though.
I'm not sure what he's waiting on. He knows how he's got to fight. A fighter like this, you cannot stay on the outside. You have to press. You're getting hit being on the outside, so why not risk getting hit trying to get your offense off?
Oh, that's a good left hand from Shakur Stevenson as Valdez came straight in. Shakur Stevenson filled that gap.
Look at the measure from Shakur Stevenson, controlling the head of Valdez and coming down with the straight left hand. Wow, domination.
The big left hand highlighted it. Let's take a look, Timmy.
Yep, counter punchers, they like distance so they can see the punches coming. Look at Shakur Stevenson stepping back, straight left hand, boom, but that's the left hook right there that I'm talking about. Sometimes Valdez is gonna have to take some shots so he can get a shot in there.
Eddie Reynoso did not put the mouthpiece into the mouth of Oscar Valdez. Eddie Reynoso, who's also handling cuts, had to handle a small cut under the right eye of Oscar Valdez, the undefeated 31-year-old champion. 4 rounds to 1, Stevenson, says Andre Ward. It's a very easy one to score, and there is the knockdown, opening up round 6. Shakur Stevenson scores the knockdown early in round 6.
I think it was more Valdez being off balance than anything. He got caught with a shot and went down.
Valdez needs to save all that energy that he's using to hit his gloves together, and he needs to be trying to hit Shakur Stevenson right now.
That high guard is not serving him well. There was a left uppercut that came in. Shakur very good at changing levels. 3-punch combination. Headshot comes in again from Stevenson.
Valdez is still dangerous. He's still dangerous. He's still dangerous with that left hook and with that lead straight right hand. He's still dangerous.
Stevenson is showing more aggression. Comfort right there, right in front, putting forth the power punches.
And like I said, he's walking him down now. Stevenson is walking him down now. Now he's moving backwards. Now Valdez is coming in.
But when he comes in, he catches him with that left hand.
Valdez right now is looking for one shot, either the overhand right or the left hook. He's willing to take right now so that way he can get Stevenson comfortable so he can move in. That's it. That's all he's doing.
So he can land a big shot. That's what he's doing. He doesn't believe he can win punch for punch anymore. Now he's reserved the right to sit back and wait and try to land a big shot.
It's risk-reward to do so, but it's the only option when you look at it. As you see that cut under the right eye, you see the face reddening on Oscar Valdez.
I think he could go punch for punch. He may not win every exchange, but he puts himself in a better position to pile up points, win rounds, and maybe catch Shakur. I think he's sort of checked out and was reverted to this style of fighting a little bit too early.
So much at stake here. 2 undefeated champions. A division that has only had 5 unification fights in history going back to the late 1960s. A division that has had all the great names either sit atop it or come through it. And now Shakur Stevenson in position to deliver on putting a big notch in his belt and defining his legacy. Scored the knockdown early on here in round 6. Here as we start the back half of this unification fight between the 2 undefeated world champions. Shakur Stevenson is landing 47% of his power punches. Those are the power punches in the last round, an 18-2 advantage, including the hook that scored the knockdown early on.
You're Oscar Valdez, you got to believe in yourself. You've already proven that you're a warrior. You've already proven you can fight fire with fire. This is the biggest moment of your life and your career. This is not the time to sit back and allow a fighter like Shakur to pick you apart round after round with minimal resistance. If you're going to go out, like he's always said, go out on your shield, go out trying to win, not trying to survive. I don't like the body language right now, and I do not like the game plan from Oscar Valdez.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass boxing performance. A clinic. Look at the defense right there, how he steps around. Then he steps in close. I see the body shots right there, that's fine, but he caught a lot of that on his arm. Now when you get outside, you see Stevenson poking, picking, and the combinations will come flying right down the middle.
Oh, he places the left uppercut as Valdez came in.
Good shot right there from Oscar.
Oh, there he is.
That's it right there.
Oscar wakes up for a moment. Andre, you have said now for a couple rounds, that's the disposition you need to see.
He's got to have it. He's not avoiding punches because he's being defensive. He's still getting hit. So if you're getting hit, why don't you try to get off yourself and land some punches, and you might just land the one you need.
And then look what he does. He gets right back at the end of Shakur's punches.
And if you're in the corner of Stevenson, you tell him, keep doing what you're doing, but be mindful. Stay sharp. This fight isn't over yet.
You see the speed, the footwork of Stevenson, able to get away from those two offensive surges from Valdez.
One knockdown, one punch that buzzes Shakur can revitalize Oscar Valdez. Stevenson cannot allow that to happen.
That's called probing. The reason why the ref is warning is because he's leaving it out there. He can't leave it out there. He can flick it out there, but he can't leave it out there on the head of Valdez.
There's a difference between the pawing jab, the range-finding jab, and that joust probe. So the warning from Bayless. Valdez, here he comes trying to cut off that ring again, trying to take those short angles to get to the kitchen, get to the inside, where he fires off to the belt line, and then the break from Bayless. This will be the last commercial break we take, and then we bring you home all the way to the conclusion. What is most obvious as we start this 8th round is how relaxed and unaffected Shakur Stevenson is between rounds. How comfortable he is. How unaffected he has been with this fight so far. In total command and control. He listens to his grandfather. He listens to his co-trainer, Kay Karoma. He takes his water, and then he gets off the stool with 10 seconds still to go to then go out and continue with the strategy. A strategy, Tim Bradley, that you have described as a master class to this point.
That's what it is right now. You know, I'm giving a lot of credit to Oscar Valdez. He's trying. He's trying to get close, but it's hard when you're facing a guy that understands distance. Every time you take a step forward, he takes a step back. Anytime you swing a shot, you miss majority of your punches. It's demoralizing. It's frustrating. It's not like Valdez ain't trying. He's trying.
The distance from where Valdez is on the outside to where he actually needs to be probably feels like about 5 miles right now. That's what it feels like when you're facing a guy who knows how to box and who understands distance and range and who has cat-quick reflexes, not just with his hands, but also with his feet.
Speed is a huge advantage for Shakur, and it has materialized right from the start.
And not only that, I mean, you got to put on top of that. Psychologically, when you can't get to a guy, that's draining. You got to think about, he's been coming forward from the first round. He's been pressing forward for the first round. And on top of that, he's getting hit. So he's been drained all the way across the board.
I think that little short right hook to the body got Valdez's attention from Shakur. He got hit and he held on immediately.
And remember, he's already banked a 10-8 round, has Shakur, as if the hole isn't big enough. Knockdown was scored in round 6.
Right, he cannot go to sleep because Valdez will be dangerous as long as this fight is going on.
Placing that left hand to the body. 3-punch combination up top. Valdez trying to get to the inside behind that peekaboo high guard.
Look at that. So calculated. All those punches right there. Nothing really land right there. Cleanly from Valdez.
Neither fighter has been visibly hurt thus far in this fight. Stunned maybe, but not visibly hurt.
Oh, there's a right hand to the body from the former Mexican Olympian, the two-time Olympian from Mexico.
Oh, Valdez trying to time that left hook.
Let's listen in as his great friend and the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Canelo Alvarez, looks on. We start round number 9. Two undefeated champions unifying here at 130 pounds. Power punches, Stevenson a 96-64 advantage, and efficient and productive, landing 47%.
I think if Shakur commits to the body a little bit more, he can even do more damage at this point. That does mean he'll be in range for the punches of Oscar Valdez, but he could put himself in a position to do more damage and possibly hurt Oscar.
See, that's great right hands down to the body. That's gonna set up something at the top. You're gonna bring the hands down. Shakur's gonna have to defend against that, and then if you drop low, he might think a body shot is coming, but then if you come up top, you can surprise him. Setting the trap.
The problem for Valdez is it's too little and it's too infrequent. You let a guy like Oscar Valdez, you let a guy like Shakur Stevenson think a master boxer, that's the worst thing you can do. It's the worst thing you can do because he's already a master chess player, and you let that guy think and start making 2 and 3 moves up ahead, you got big problems.
I'll tell you, I had another thing, Dre. The power of Shakur. They say he ain't got no power. Do you see Valdez just walking straight in? No. He got his hands up and he don't want to get hit with shots. He's trying not to get hit with shots. That's the reason why he's not selling out. Good right hand. Valdez.
Punch combination that finishes with the left to the body from Shakur, then the left nice uppercut. He has been looking to time that a few times in recent rounds.
That hurt him. Clean left uppercut from Shakur Stevenson to the jaw of Oscar Valdez.
He's leaning forward. Look at how much of a forward lean on Oscar Valdez. That head goes over that front knee. You are primed to get hit with an uppercut.
Shakur's probably been working on that shot for the last 8 weeks.
That angle to the right by a southpaw, and the left hand goes for the body easily. There's another left hand from Shakur.
He hurt him again with that shot, fellas. Stood him straight up with the straight left. Oscar needs to let his hands go, or this could start to turn real ugly real quick. He's getting outboxed. He's getting pop-shotted right now, but he can start to get hurt, and Kenny Bayless can start looking to stop this fight if he allows those kind of shots to land. Too frequent.
Oh, look at that, going underneath with the left hand to the body.
After he avoided 2 or 3 shots.
It's a strong 9th round for Shakur Stevenson. And another body punch. This is the start of the 10th round, and he's been doing this nonstop all night. Gonna get my water.
Yeah, he's sending a message to Oscar Valdez. Yeah, he's playing mind games. He's letting them know that, man, I'm not tired, and I'm gonna beat you off the stool as often as I can.
I think it's been a very easy fight to score. And Dre, you have it in dominating fashion for Shakur Stevenson. As there is a rally from Valdez, but not much gets in. He's gonna have to completely sell out here in these last 3 rounds.
I mean, he's trying. He's trying.
No doubt about that.
But he's in there with an elusive fighter. It's difficult to land on this guy, Shakur Stevenson.
Keep in mind, in Oscar Valdez, you have a guy who struck the knockout of the year last year in boxing, his sensational KO of Miguel Berchelt, the world champion, who had the famed green belt, the WBC belt. But it is a far departure of styles between Berchelt and Stevenson.
See, that was good combinations right there with the same hand, right hand coming around down to the body, upstairs. and then a straight right hand once again by Valdez.
Reaching for a right hand.
Great combination right there, again down to the body from Valdez.
Oscar Valdez only has a shot to win or land a big shot if he throws. Standing there and blocking punches won't do it.
He throwing, Dre. He throwing. He in there throwing. He going down to the body. He's trying to land something.
Shakur backs him up. There's a body shot again. He's finishing to the body well on the three-punch combinations.
This is the low round, I believe, for Shakur Stevenson. Not a whole lot of offense right now coming back. Occasionally, he'll counter. But I'm seeing more punches right now land for Oscar Valdez. That straight right hand continuously landing over and over and over. There it is again.
Digs into the body. That right hand nearly straight low. Stevenson follows him straight back. 3 more punches. Then places that jab to the body. Lead left hand.
Valdez can't get the good work that he's done this whole round away in this next 25 seconds. He's got to finish strong.
He got Shakur sitting still. That's where he wants him. He needs Shakur to sit still. Beautiful distance right there. Right hand and right hand again. Great round for Oscar Valdez.
There was a cut that surfaced in the 5th round. Has never been an issue. Here we go. Championship rounds to decide who will be the unified champion, who will walk out of here with 2 belts and still undefeated. Total punches through 10. 148-87 connect advantage. Shakur. Mark Kriegel, what say you?
Shakur hasn't merely controlled the distance, he's controlled the level of violence. He came out, wanted to show he's got more dog than anyone said he did. He does, and he'll stand him in good stead if this holds. He'll bring him into superstardom.
And I just spoke with Eddie Reynoso, and he says the problem with Oscar right now is he continues to miss the right hand from the same range. He can't be at Shakur's range. He's either got to get inside or be out.
That was a mean combination right there. Took one to the head, took one to the body, took another one back to the head. Changing levels with each punch.
Shakur's comfortable right now on the inside. He's not worried about the power right now. He feels those punches on the glove. You know, we as fighters, we feel the power. He feels Valdez weakening. Those shots are not as hard as they once were. That's the reason why he ain't running back. He ain't moving. He's right in front of Oscar Valdez.
Shakur has been comfortable since the 3rd round. He timed Oscar, felt his power, felt his physical strength, and was okay with what he felt.
This 11th round is taking on a matador kind of quality.
Yes, it is.
The question I have is, can Shakur find a way to finish in a way that puts an exclamation point on the night to leave no doubt that he is the next star in the sport of boxing?
Wow, that combination did damage. Hard warning by Kenny Bayless, admonishing Shakur for the probing and the resting out the jab. He is up so high on the scorecards, though, right now. Dre, to your point, Stevenson discussed that with us just 24 hours ago. Obviously, if you simply win this fight, it is a major, major notch on the belt to be a unified champion, to launch into the pound-for-pound rankings, and to have your status in the sport established on the star line, in the bright lights of the marquee. But how you could close it out could be the rocket ride to superstardom.
And right now, Oscar has him right where he wants him, toe-to-toe. Let's see how this plays out.
Shakur wants this fight to be right here. Oscar is having a little success in the inside, going down to the body, but Shakur wants this type of fight.
absolutely dominated that 11th round. So this will decide it. 3 minutes. Two men who came in undefeated, one who is in complete control to grab all the glory. Oscar Valdez has to come up with something, has to cash that lottery ticket. Dre, how could he possibly do it, seeing how much in command Stevenson is?
He's got to throw whatever game plan he had of the last 11 rounds out the window. He's got to throw. He's got to throw until the last bell rings, and he's got to hope and pray that something lands. But he has landed, and it hasn't been enough. Oscar Valdez, I don't want to say is in an impossible situation, but he's really close to being in that position because he's had no answers for anything that Shakur Stevenson has brought to the table.
There was a right hand that went low moments ago. You saw Shakur's reaction to Kenny Bayless. Has to close that gap as Shakur circles on the outside. Shows a little shuffle. By the way, he grew up on Ali Boulevard in Newark, New Jersey. One of 9 children. 7 boys, 2 girls. And his mother, Malika, named him after the iconic rapper, Shakur Stevenson. Said Tupac was her poet. And now her son is about a minute and a half away from being one of the new kings of the sport. He has been on a steady ascent.
Look at that inside work right there. Beautiful work inside. Short, crisp, right hook by Shakur Stevenson. Shakur right now kind of laid off the gas right now. I'm waiting on some offense to come back right now. Maybe he's trying to recharge. Maybe he's going to give it a little bit more in the next. There it is.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shouldered him up, walked him into the ropes, and 2 punches later, statement made.
That's right.
Shakur walked him right into those 2-3 punch combination he just walked him right into it. Oscar Valdez relaxed. He thought Shakur was going to relax with him, and Shakur had other plans.
Oscar Valdez has been a great champion who has had a career where he has ascended a jagged cliff's edge. There has been drama overcome. There has been glory in the ring. He has seen the highest heights. He has heard the lowest lows of the critics. And now he has a half a minute remaining of being an undefeated champion unless he comes up with something and hits the jackpot. Shakur Stevenson, seconds away from a signature win. He looks up at the clock as Valdez hopelessly chases. Shakur Stevenson has done it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds, here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Tim Cheatham scores the bout 117-110. Dave Moretti and Davis Sutherland both score the bout 118-109 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now the WBC, WBO, and Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Shakur Stevenson!
November 16th, Formula One weekend in Las Vegas. A double bill. Shakur Stevenson challenging Edwin De Los Santos.
It could be ending at any moment. It is over in an absolute thriller.
Look at each other. Mouthpiece. Abre la boca. Put it in, please. Put it in. Okay. Abre la boca. Okay. These are right at the line. Everything in here is legal. When we start getting down here, then it starts getting bad. Prestame atención, protégete en todo momento. Pelee duro, pelee limpio. Toca la mano. Buena suerte.
One of the best in the business is the third man inside the ropes tonight. That's Jack Reese for this title fight. with Navarrete and Baez. And Dre, it was very interesting to sit with both fighters yesterday and to ask them what they thought of the other and what they thought the strategy that would be put forth would be. Because for Navarrete, he says, no, Baez is going to come out like a lion. I don't think he's going to come out and box. I prepared for him to come out. Meanwhile, Baez says, no, I plan on coming out and boxing. If I go to war with him, it's not going to go my way.
Man, this should be interesting. We're getting ready to find out.
But Timmy, the Baez of the past is a volume puncher.
He is a volume puncher, but in his last time out, he did show that he can box from the outside. That's how he got the victory. But look at the size difference. Look at Baez. He's fought at 118. He's fought at 122, 126. Whereas you have Navarrete, you can see how filled out he is. Hydrated. He's probably, I would say, about 100 and gotta be at least 147 pounds.
Listen, you do this as long as we've done this, and your eye just knows. But the guy I'm looking at right now, I struggle to believe will be fighting at featherweight much longer.
You know, to be honest with you, I told you he has a poor diet. I talked to him in the fighter meetings about it. He said that one day I'll get a nutritionist, just not right now. He says, I enjoy eating what I eat, and it hasn't been a problem.
We'll see.
Question that's always looming over a Navarrete fight is this the night that the mistakes catch up, the bad habits outside the ring?
No.
That's always the lingering question.
And then there are, you know, the non-conforming technique and fundamental stuff inside the ring. Baez says, you know, he sees his fundamental flaws, his defensive flaws and offensive opportunities to get after Navarrete. Like that. That's what Navarrete does, just floating off to the left and throwing that left hand.
Joet Gonzalez is the latest fighter to have gotten Navarrete's respect.
Yes.
And he told us that in the fight. He admitted he got hit with a lot of shots. He felt the shots. And he said that Joet was dirty, but Joet fought a good fight in that fight. It just wasn't quite good enough.
That was right here in this arena, in this ring, October 15th of last year. 12-round unanimous decision for Navarrete. But there were great moments for Joet Gonzalez. There was a right hand that landed in the 4th round. Gonzalez had to deal with a cut under his left eye. That started early in that fight as well.
Tim, I don't think what Baez means by I'm going to be outboxing Navarrete is necessarily he's going to be moving around the ring. He's got those hands up tight. He's respecting the power of Navarrete. I just think he means he's going to be tighter with the way he goes about things.
Check this out. Baez right now is starting to get confident. Navarrete's allowing him to hit him. And just watch when Navarrete turn it on. He's just downloading right now. Letting Baez have his way. And then just watch what happens.
There it comes with the long looping left hands that we've seen before, and Baez returns fire. And then comes with a sweeping left hand of his own. Good action here at the end of round 1.
That's how you get your respect. You got to answer the champion.
Now the old San Diego Sports Arena, now Pechanga Arena, and it is packed with loud, vocal, passionate fight fans. You gotta love that. And that first round, slow start, heated up towards the end. Both men landing 11 punches. Baez taking advantage of the guard of Navarrete for a moment, letting the hands go. There's 5 punches.
So you got to take into consideration that Navarrete's been out of the ring for 10 months. You know, he's typically used to fighting 4 or 5 times a year. He took a long break, and it's going to take some time to acclimate himself. I would say around 4 rounds, he'll start getting his rhythm, and he'll start landing shots.
Stop.
It's good to see a fighter like Baez, who is known for coming forward, have some sort of game plan. He's thinking in there. Now we'll see if it's enough, but he's giving himself putting himself in position to try to win this fight.
Navarrete again flying off the ropes with those 2 left hands.
That's something we've never seen anybody do, or at least very rarely, is hit Navarrete to the body. Everybody goes for his head. Nobody touches the body. Baez is doing that in these first 2 rounds.
7 times early on. Then Navarrete himself went underneath with the left hand. And There's another left hand to the body from Baez, trying to target that belt line. A little bit of separation. There was a right hand that filled the hole from Navarrete.
So far, Baez is answering every question that Navarrete presents him. He gets hit, he comes right back.
Yeah, but nothing's on those shots. Nothing's on those punches at all from Baez. He's not a big puncher.
Should he not throw?
Oh, he has to throw. I mean, he's landing combinations. He could win the rounds on points.
Heard his corner calling out body shot, took that extra step to close the gap, landed the right hand.
Yeah, but when he throws to the body, his head is exposed right up the middle.
Which means watch out for what's coming.
The uppercut.
That's right. Signature punch for Navarrete. 1-2 from Baez, and 4 punches return from Navarrete. Title challenger Eduardo Baez said, "I'm coming into the second strategy. I trust my prep. Nobody has the style like Navarrete, but I feel like I know what to do." So far, the early game plan is what you see on the screen there with the body shot. 13-5 connect advantages. Baez has gone to the body.
Yeah, Baez sees that loose body Navarrete has, and he's trying to test it.
I like how Baez is even punching with Navarrete. Normally, Navarrete gets his engine going and everybody goes on the defense. That's not what Baez is doing. He's punching with Navarrete. He's landing some shots, which ultimately backs Navarrete off and allows Baez to reset. Those punches have enough on him, Tim, because if they didn't, Navarrete wouldn't be covering up, he wouldn't be reacting. It may not be one punch power, but it's enough to get the respect of Navarrete.
Man, I'm telling you right now, if Navarrete didn't have the punching power that he possesses, he would not be where he is in the sport, man. His balance is off, the way he shoots shots, always off balance, squared up. He breaks all the rules.
And Baez has good body language. We don't talk enough about that in boxing. Even when there's nothing clean landing, he looks like the aggressor. He looks like the fighter with more energy, and that is attractive to the judges. Or at least it should be.
Yeah, he has a better technique, and he's landing his offense down to the body, mostly, on Navarrete.
So far, Navarrete's not landing those signature uppercuts. He's missing them and getting countered like you see right here. But that can change, but thus far, Baez is fighting a good fight offensively and defensively as well.
Yeah, Baez you tend to see lays.
Navarrete had his hands down, went straight back, and Baez followed him with that right hand.
Yeah, Baez, he typically lunges in with his head, and he's normally over his front knee.
Not reacting to those left hands. You can see a little bit of range in that reach advantage of Navarrete. There's the left uppercut.
Baez smothered Navarrete right there. He didn't want to punch, so he smothered Navarrete, pushed him to the ropes, and now he's getting Navarrete in a position where he can get his shots off. Good sequence right there from Baez.
See a ton of ring rush from Navarrete.
Just about to say, you start to look at that layoff now when it materializes here in these first 3 rounds.
And his punches don't even seem to be bothering Baez at all.
Baez throws his own left. And a right.
The fighter meeting, that's where he's going to pay most attention to, is down to Navarrete's body. No one has yet to do that. He's doing it well right now, and he's winning this fight.
309-day layoff for Emanuel Navarrete, WBO champion.
You know, when you hear a fighter talk about their opponent's punching power as much as Baez did in our fighter meeting, you don't know if that's a good respect or a bad respect. Right now, it's looking like a good respect, the kind of respect that made Baez prepare properly, made him work on his defense, so he wouldn't give Navarrete easy opportunities to land the power. And it's showing here in this fight tonight.
Bernardo, I saw you listening into the corner of Emanuel Navarrete. What can you tell us?
Well, I spoke to Pedro Navarrete Jr., his trainer, and I asked him precisely about his hand. He says, look, it's a little stinger. He hit him on the top of the head, but it's not injured like it's been injured before. And he says, what I asked him to do is, look, you're missing your shots wildly. I need you to go to the body of Baez, and that'll settle him down.
Look for that.
Navarrete
falls in with that right hand.
Yes, he did, and he's accustomed, Navarrete, to losing the first couple rounds, getting in the rhythm and stepping on the gas. But when you treat your body outside of boxing the way that Navarrete does, sometimes you hit that gas pedal and that car doesn't move the way you want it to move. And again, it's always a question, is tonight the night?
You mentioned how he comes on later, and look at the title fights. 4 knockout wins after round 10, 3 knockouts in the 12th round.
Baez is just doing just enough to cut the punches down where they don't have their typical power. He's making Navarrete miss. And you see Navarrete trying to step on the gas just a little bit, but Baez steals the play.
Baez is doing a great job in not leaning forward. You know, he's standing pretty straight up, not leaning over his center line. And that's why he's not getting hit with those uppercuts from Navarrete.
That left hook that grazed the top of his head got Baez's attention. He recovered well, but he felt it.
You know, it typically takes a boxer, in a boxing style, about 4 rounds to really get acclimated when you have been time off. It takes a slugger a little bit longer. Navarrete is a slugger. It might take about 6 rounds as opposed to 4 rounds.
And we're coming to the end. Therefore, we will see when he shakes off all that rust fully. Don't go anywhere. Short break. For the upset-seeking Eduardo Baez, as we are 4 rounds into our WBO featherweight title fight, an opportunity to catch up with Mark Cooper.
I'm just wondering, does Navarrete know these rounds count?
Yes.
You can talk about ring rust and diet all you want. You are how you prepare. The other thing with Baez, you know, he is boxing. That doesn't mean you retreat. It doesn't mean you necessarily always move backward. You know, we're unfair to the word boxing. But anyway, he's boxing. This is what it looks like.
Dre, I think you often agree with that assessment, as the way that both analysts and fans view that term. And somebody's a boxer.
That word gets a bad rap. I mean, there is such thing as power boxing, where you can be the bully, you can dominate, and still be boxing.
Dre has it 3 rounds to 1 for Baez.
Those are typically exchanges that Emanuel Navarrete will win and dominate. Thus far, that's not the case.
Better technique from Baez.
He has a willingness to be in the fire with a guy who's known for his punching power and exchange punch for punch.
He took that dip to the left and came with the left hook. Baez just has a nice attitude to him, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, he does. He came here to win this championship tonight.
He said it all week long. He said, I'm going to take this from him.
Nice chopping right hand by Baez, just taking advantage of all the flaws, all the horrible positions that Navarrete likes to get into.
Navarrete tried to chase him down with a right hand.
Baez is having success because he has a game plan, which is to be smart, have his hands up, not to be reckless. He's also showing the heart and mental toughness to answer Navarrete in key moments and key spots to get his respect. He's taking the shot of Navarrete well, but he's also delivering a good shot. He's not known to be a puncher, but trust me, Navarrete feels those shots to the body and to the head.
Stop. You got it. Stop! No. Right? Come on, yeah.
Punch combination from the champ. Digs to the body with that left hand. To 19 connect advantage in that last round, the 5th round. Title defense tonight in our main event. A week from tonight, we will see 2 former world titleists in the main event as Jose Pedraza takes on Richard Comey, and also the top heavyweight prospect in the world, Jared Anderson, will be in action next Saturday night from Tulsa, Oklahoma on ESPN.
Navarrete at the start of this round is trying to do Navarrete type of things, just not having the effect that he typically would have. Baez is perfectly poised, watching, looking, seeing everything that Navarrete is throwing, conserving energy, and looking to pick it up as this round goes on.
Pedro Navarrete had a sense of urgency in the corner, telling him, look, I need you to have a sense of urgency because this fight is getting away from you.
And how quickly things can change. And it's over. How quickly things can change. Emanuel Navarrete, who looked like a fighter coming off a long layoff. Imperfect, flawed, needing to find his rhythm. And just as we're hearing the report that his trainer said, you have to have a sense of urgency, the fight is over.
Baez is doing what he's been doing, boxing well. Navarrete just threw a right uppercut, just landed the perfect shot on the liver of Baez. Just a beautiful shot that fighters throw and work on all the time in the gym. Right uppercut, he didn't see it coming, boom! Didn't have a chance to brace or deflect the shot. Delayed reaction, he thought about it, he said, I need to go down. The referee counted right in front of Baez's face. He didn't have what it took to get up because that shot paralyzes that right side and it takes all the wind out of it.
My goodness. Baez did a good job at avoiding leaning forward that time. He leaned a little bit over that front knee. Navarrete set him up with that uppercut just to get him to bring those arms in, and then came around that right elbow right in the liver.
Well placed. Well placed. Bang!
That set up. That was a setup combination right there that ended this match.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Pechanga Arena, San Diego, this bout comes to a conclusion at 1 minute 5 seconds of round number 6 for your winner by knockout and still WBO featherweight champion of the world, Emanuel Vaquero Navarrete.
November 16th, Formula One weekend in Las Vegas. A double bill. Shakur Stevenson challenging Edwin De Los Santos.
It could be ending at any moment. It is over in an absolute thriller.
Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Andre Ward, Shakur Stevenson through the years has almost been an invisible target defensively. His opponents land only 5.5 punches per round, only 13% of their total punches against him. Knowing that, how do you go after this if you're Conceição?
Well, Conceição is an explosive guy. He can punch, and he needs to let his hands go. And when Shakur starts creating distance and starts countering him, he can't get discouraged. When Conceição finds success, he can't do what he did in the Valdez fight. He's got to stick to his game plan.
Golden opportunity for Conceição. Shining moment for Stevenson here at home before he goes to the top-heavy, big-name 135-pound division. When you mention what happened against Oscar Valdez, first 5 rounds he bounced beautifully, Dre. He counterpunched at Conceição. He jabbed well. He was effective with body shots. He was ahead on the scorecards, and then something changed.
And I still don't know what that is. Conceição said his corner told him to change up strategy. I get that. Listen to your corner as long as they're telling you the right instructions. Those were not the right instructions for Conceição on that night.
Long right hand from Conceição. So Shakur just probing with that jab, finding that range, quick as a viper to get in and out. Manages location as well as anybody in the sport.
And that's exactly what both fighters are doing right now. Both fighters are trying to dictate where and how this fight is going to be fought. Conceição, believe it or not, does not just want to pressure Shakur. He actually wants to try to box with the boxer. That hasn't proven to be the right plan for anybody in his previous fights. But he's also a gold medalist, and he also has pedigree.
Drake, listen, I know 1.6 pounds to the layman is whatever, but just looking at Shakur Stevenson's body, now at 25 years old, fully formed with his man strength, he just looks different than the fighters we saw on the greatest send-up.
No doubt about it. He's a grown man now, as opposed to being a young kid who turned pro. And when you've already lost 8, 9, 10 pounds, yes, that last 2 pounds, that last pound and a half can seem like the end of the world. Your body can shut down sometimes. That's what happened with Stevenson.
Boy, that power hand just came in from Shakur Stevenson. That sharp, accurate, powerful left hand. See how much thicker he is in the torso, across the shoulders, the muscularity especially. Glimpse of what you're going to get at 135 pounds to come, assuming he can get through tonight unscathed. Right hand to the body, a little fat from Conceição, wide with it. Goes to the left of the belt line himself. Unable to turn over that right hand was the Brazilian.
That's the shot that Conceição tried to land this whole first round. But he won't land it if he leads with it. He has to come behind the jab. That's the best shot that he gives himself.
Coming to the end of round number 1, Stevenson Conceição from Newark. Great scene here in Newark, New Jersey for Shakur Stevenson and Robson Conceição. Round number 2, Joe Tessitore, Andre Ward with you ringside. I asked Stevenson yesterday about going up against Conceição and what he thought he'd get. He said, listen, I think he's going to be himself. Awkward, throw a lot of weird punches, maybe gas out by the 6th round.
I'm not sure why Conceição wants to box with a master boxer. Doesn't mean he won't land shots. Doesn't mean that he can't have good moments. But you have a fighter that had to work really hard to try to make a weight. To me, it makes sense to start at a fast pace.
Yes.
You can box in spots, but fighting would really benefit Conceição early in this fight.
Especially when you hear the details of Stevenson describing how drained he was, how his body had nothing more to give, nothing more to sweat out at 131.6. What was your reaction to his apology and Shakur saying he was embarrassed?
I think that's maturity, and I think that's the best thing you can do in that situation. The media, fans, they're going to have opinions. Some may be justified, others won't. But he made a decision for his safety. He wanted to make sure he had enough for the fight tonight. And all you can do is be sincere and apologize, and he did just that.
And he did acknowledge, as you have to do, that it is part of the game. You sign and you're contracted for a weight, you have to make it.
And he was penalized. He paid the commissioner fee, and he paid Conceição a fee as well.
Three-punch combination from Shakur, trying to punch between the punches that time. And now Conceição does come in with the right hand before tying up.
Conceição's been pretty predictable thus far in these first 2 rounds. Paul with the left hand, pose, and then try to shoot a big right hand to the body or the head of Shakur Stevenson.
Left hand to the body comes in. Left hand up top from Shakur. Right hand to the body from Conceição.
Like to see Stevenson pick up his right jab a little bit more to pile up points, to get his range, and to keep Conceição off balance and blinded from that left hand.
He's only made 12% of his jabs to this point.
Par with it, but shoot the jab as well.
There's the jab, doubles it up, goes back to it, able to get away from the right hand from the Brazilian.
It gives Conceição something to go through before he thinks about throwing that looping right hand.
Trying to place that left hand to the body a bit. Conceição able to use that foot movement to get out of the way.
Good right hand to the body from Conceição.
Back to action here. Start of round number 3. Shakur Stevenson had a 19-7 connect advantage in that second round, but Dre, each man had his moments.
Yeah, both fighters are starting to connect just a little bit more. Stevenson connecting more than Conceição, but Conceição is dangerous, especially when he punches with Shakur. Like you see right there, Shakur throws and Conceição throws. He has success when he does that. But Shakur coming behind the right jab, he has the most success when he lands that beautiful straight left hand. That is a natural punch for a southpaw.
By the way, there was a clash of heads in that round as well. When Shakur went back to the corner, you saw his grandfather and Chief Second, Wally Moses, turn to the referee, David Fields, and say there was a clash, there was a clash. There was a slight abrasion between the eyes of Shakur. Here's the clash of heads right there. It was just enough that it got their attention in the corner.
Good straight left from Shakur. Conceição tried to catch Shakur, did catch him in that sequence right there. Shakur's got to mind his defense for as long as Conceição standing up, because he is dangerous. He's a guy that punches when you don't think he's going to punch, and Conceição throws punches from angles you wouldn't expect him to throw from.
That's the awkwardness that Shakur described.
You fight a fighter like that, fundamentals are essential.
Oh, good left uppercut in the midst of that exchange from Shakur Stevenson. As Conceição was looking to get aggressive, and Stevenson's accuracy got him.
You let Conceição make the mistake, and you have your legs under you and just shoot the shots. Nothing spectacular, just fundamentals.
And now the pace picks up here in round 3. And this is that awkwardness from Conceição. Odd angles, hands down, surging in. Shakur smiling right in his face. Happy to be in that mid-range and close range. Nearly clipped him with the right hook, went low with the left hand, and gets the second warning from David Fields.
I think this pace picking up favors Stevenson, because Conceição's only been 12 one time. And you can tell he was afraid to get tired in the Valdez fight, and I think that's why he took his foot off the gas. Stevenson knows that, because he mentioned as much. He needs to press the gas tank of Conceição by keeping this fight at a high pace.
And that was a world title fight that Conceição had great success boxing beautifully in the opening half of that fight. Nothing like the pace we're seeing here. The action intensifying in round 3. Comes back with a counter left hand, does Shakur. Now probing with that jab, we're going to split the guard. Instead goes underneath, under the elbows, missed with the body shot. Crowd enjoying round 3 here in Newark. Stevenson, body shot. Joe, Dre, Bernardo, and Mark with you here in Newark, New Jersey. Round number 4. In that last round, Stevenson had a 19 connect advantage, has a 41-21 punch connect advantage overall. It's good action in that third round. Dre, was interesting to hear the corner of Stevenson as he came back to the stool. They said, just keep the jab going. Conceição was hurt in that round. And then an interesting comment before he went on to go to this 4th round. He said, just don't get bored out there.
Don't get bored. Don't lose focus. We said that the whole night about how dangerous Conceição is, particularly with the right hand. And they feel like they're breaking Conceição down. I think it's the start of that, because Shakur landed some good body shots early on. He needs to stay down low, and he's landed some clean flush shots to the chin.
And Luis Dorea, who trained Robson Conceição, told me, I want Robson to go to the body first, and that'll set up his headshots.
Fell in right there, and it was a left hand that struck from Shakur.
When the boxer is looking like the fighter and is walking you down, you know you had trouble.
And that's what's happening here in round 4. And that's what's been happening more and more in the career of Stevenson as he grows into that man strength we've described. Yes, an elite boxer. Yes, wildly skilled. But showing that strength, that power, and a little bit of nasty as his career goes on.
Even though Stevenson cuffed him and that wasn't a knockdown, it takes a lot of effort for a fighter to get up from the canvas, especially in a tough fight like this.
And you can hear the crowd sensing things, as was the corner of Stevenson, saying, you're breaking him down a bit.
Stevenson should go down to the body even more right now because Conceição has not shown that he can defend himself down there. Stevenson is landing flush shots, and they're starting to take a toll.
Just had a right hand there, clipped him with a right hook from that southpaw stance. Able to get away from that right hand from Conceição. You can see his comfort with another right hook. Stevenson in control here in round 4. Dug underneath with a left hand to the body.
At the moment, that big right hand is the only answer that Conceição has, and it is not effective because Shakur sees it coming from across the street.
And then he makes a decision to tie up. Shakur trying to get those hands free.
Conceição takes that big step, Tess.
Boy, he does.
Throws that right hand. He's taking Shakur off every time.
Being ruled a knockdown. With just a second to go in the round. This was ruled a knockdown, Trey. And it was. There's the left hand.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the delayed reaction.
Oh, yeah.
But perhaps because you see the arms pushing down, many thought it wasn't. But that was a clean, hard left hand to the body that scores the knockdown with 1 second to go in round 4. Start of round 5 now.
Now look at Conceição. He's got that right hand glued to his face because he doesn't want to give up that side of the body again.
You had just said Shakur Stevenson should go to the body more and more. He did there in that 4th round with 7 clean body punches, the final one scoring a knockdown.
Conceição can't defend to the body, Tess. He doesn't know how. So you recognize that and you make him make an adjustment. If he can't make an adjustment, it's going to be trouble for Conceição because Shakur knows he hurt you to the body. He's going to keep going downstairs. 2 good body shots from Conceição. 3 good body shots from Conceição just now.
Try to sweep with that right hand across as well.
Grandfather of Shakur Stevenson just told me I asked him to step it up. I want him to use the jab to blind him, distract him, and then that'll set up the big power shots here.
See if he can put that jab out there. There's a left hand. Then he took an angle and went with the right hand to the body. Came back with the right hook. Left uppercut leads the way this time.
Good shot from Conceição to answer.
It was mauling on the inside.
Conceição's got to get himself together. You see him slowly mentally breaking down and slowly conceding. He can't do that. This is a second opportunity at a world championship. Who knows when he'll get another shot? He's got to get it done tonight.
Very different circumstances and a very different look to the first 5 rounds than when he fought Oscar Valdez. And he was had on every scorecard after 5 rounds. Even the way when he stepped back moments ago and took that deep breath, that body language alone speaks volumes.
And it's only the 5th round.
Trading body punches and then a clipping right hand. Another left hand to the body, coming back with the right hook. Head movement by Conceição saves the day for him. Stevenson stepping to him. Conceição trying to return fire. Good left hand to the body again. Digging in, sitting down on it that time. He has found something he likes with that left hand to the body, Dre.
I think he should keep liking it because it's doing damage. He's doing exactly what he wants it to do, which is drain and discourage Conceição. Good shot from Conceição. He's always dangerous.
And that right hand sitting there. Tremendous scene here at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. As you mentioned, the highest grossing boxing event in the history of this arena. And of course, it's because their hometown hero is back. Shakur Stevenson returning after winning world championships in 2 divisions. Dre, you said point to the body punches. Well, look at them there. 30 of 80. And one of them scoring a knockdown in the final second of round number 4 for Shakur.
Stevenson doesn't have to land 10 body shots a round. Land 4 or 5 good, well-placed shots, and that'll do the job. But Conceição's also landed a few good body shots, the right hand to the solar plex of Shakur Stevenson.
And willing to fire off that power hand, that right hand, that wide stance. Lunges forward with it. Stevenson now with his opponent against the ropes. You know he's going to go to the body there.
Stevenson told us, he said Conceição fades in the second half of the fight. That's no secret. His opponent, Stevenson, is well aware.
He specifically mentioned the 6th round when we sat with him yesterday.
Well, that's when a championship fight really starts. In that second half. That 6th, 7th round.
Watch your elbow, man.
The first phase for Shakur Stevenson tonight was to frustrate, discourage.
It's the second time.
Stern warning from Fields.
Yeah. The second phase is to get Conceição to stop believing he can win and to just try to land one big shot. Phase 2 and 3 is underway. I don't think Conceição has a game plan anymore. I think he's trying to land one big shot.
Left hand lands flush.
It's a mean shot. It's a mean shot.
Opened up. Got tagged again there. And now here comes Stevenson.
Shots are landing because Conceição thinks Shakur is going to the body. He protects himself down low. Boom!
Oh, big left hand up top.
Shot lands up top.
Put it all in the bank to the body, and now he's going head hunting here in round 6.
Can't defend both the head and the body at the same time.
Stevenson stepping to him. Conceição clearly affected. Round number 7. Joe Tessitore, Andre Ward with you ringside here. Bernardo Asuna, our ace reporter here in Newark, New Jersey, where this crowd has been anticipating the return, and they're getting exactly what they want. Shakur Stevenson in control. In that last round, he landed a fight-high 18 power punches, 23 total punches.
Time to answer if you're Conceição. He needs to find something and find something fast.
What is it, Trey?
In this fight.
What does he have to find?
He's got to land some shots, which is not an easy task. But sitting there and receiving all of Shakur's punches is not the answer either. He's got to bet on himself. He's got to believe in himself. He's got to let his shots go and try to punch with Shakur. He's getting hit anyway. So he might as well let his offense go.
Remember earlier tonight, we talked about Shakur Stevenson seemingly having a force field of this incomparable defense where through the years and in championship fights, opponents only land 13.9% of their total punches. Robson Conceição to this point is at 13% of his total punches landed. That's it.
Conceição's legs don't look good. He's all over the place.
And now he's down on the canvas. That is a slip.
He's not only physically fatigued, but when you're facing a master boxer, you're mentally fatigued because you can't do what you're trained to do. You think he's there and you miss. You get countered, you're discouraged, then you get hurt. It's a whole lot going on in the mind of Conceição.
And now a high guard that's being split by left hands. And a sharp left hand comes in again from Shakur.
And then you get surprised because you say he wasn't supposed to be able to punch. And then you get hurt.
Keep in mind, this is a three-time Olympian, the Brazilian, a gold medalist who has fought for a world title and was ahead on the scorecards. Stevenson cutting off the ring, now probing with that jab. Watch for the left hand to split the guard, goes to the body with it instead.
The commissioner just asked the doctor to bring in translator Alvaro Gomez to the corner to check on Robson Conceição when the bell rings.
He is being beaten down and breaking down. End of 7. Another dominant round for Shakur Stevenson. Eighth round. Stevenson parries that left hand, comes back with one of his own.
Stevenson is looking for a knockout shot test. Started this round fast. Conceição still throwing, still dangerous. But sometimes in order to stop a fighter, you got to be in that danger zone. Be willing to stay there and get your shots off. And I think that's where Stevenson is at right now. Though he shouldn't stand there and take those shots.
If a knockout shot comes, what do you expect it'll be, Dre?
The left hand, either to the body or to the head. That whole right side of Conceição has been getting abused by Stevenson.
It really has. And it started with the body work that then led to the head. He goes to the body again. Conceição, three-punch combination.
Still
Stevenson
throwing.
with the head movement.
Conceição still throwing.
As he should be.
And he's landing.
He wanted this fight. Remember, he didn't have to take this fight. He could have cashed out. He could have said, listen, you didn't make weight. I'll fight for a vacant belt, and I'll take my purse. Right hand from Conceição.
Good right hand. Two good right hands.
Finds a moment of confidence, Dre.
He only has a shot if he throws.
That was awkward. Came in, got off balance, spun himself around.
Better
left hand straight low.
Test. I think that's the shot that Shakur wants down low. Not even the looping left hand, but the straight left to the body. It's hard to defend. It's got a lot of power on it and leverage.
Scored a knockdown with that left hand to the body in the final second of round 4.
Conceição showing the heart of a champion because he's taking a lot of punishment. Could have checked out in that last round when the doctor came and checked on him and he didn't take the bait.
Just took a short left hand there. Putting on a great performance against a very game and feisty Robson Conceição. Shakur with a 143-44 connect advantage as we start round number 9. That tells a big story as well. The body punches landed. 57 by Stevenson.
Stevenson tried to press Conceição the last 2 rounds. Wasn't able to get him out of there. He's got to make another adjustment and find a way to get in that house because Conceição is not making it easy. And I will remind you, he's still dangerous.
Just off balance after that right hand. Showed some hope with the right hands in the last round with the Brazilian.
Shakur's throwing a lot of power on every one of those shots. It's a good time to change up the tempo. Pop, 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 pow. Then get a big shot in there because Conceição can compute those shots and even block some of those shots because he knows at what velocity they're coming at.
So you want a little more touch, bang.
Different cadence. Conceição's a gold medalist and a vet. He knows how to protect himself in that ring. And when something's not working, you got to make the adjustment.
Now Shakur returns with a hip toss of his own and complains to David Fields, he was around my neck. See how Fields addresses this. 1 point deduction for the hip toss.
If Conceição had just a little bit more variation with his approach, he would have some more success with that right hand, but he keeps coming the same way. He does land it occasionally, but he can have more success if he changed up his tempo and his cadence. Conceição throws like a chopping right here. It's not completely straight.
That's right.
It lands heavy, but the arc is different than the traditional right hand.
You can hear the talk between these two. We'll come to the end of round number 9, a round that includes the first point deduction in the career of Shakur Stevenson. Through Conceição, down earlier in this round. Shakur Stevenson came off the gas pedal a bit in that 9th round and landed 11 punches. His low total going back to the first round, which was just to feel him out. Round number 10, scheduled for 12. Conceição well behind on the scorecards, although Shakur was just deducted a point in that last round for tossing Conceição to the canvas.
I want to see if Stevenson can find a way to get Conceição out of there.
Had a sense that could have happened a few rounds ago. There was a doctor's visit at the end of 7. 6th round, he landed 18 power punches. End of the 4th, he scored a knockdown with a body shot.
Shakur's content with walking Conceição down, and I think he needs to come with a different game plan. He needs to pick up his rhythm, similar to what Bomac told Keyshawn Davis. Change it up, the big shot will come. Come alive with the feints. Show some different looks and sneak the big shot in. Don't let it be predictable. Good right hand from Conceição. Good answer from Shakur.
With the left hand. Look at Shakur's face as he runs it back into the ropes. has a straighter right hand. And again, he tosses him. Remember, there was a point deduction moments ago. You see the frustration building. Dre, it's interesting to listen into the corner of Shakur Stevenson because they are just as frustrated at times as their fighter is, talking about the holding, some of the tactics by Robson Conceição. But when we met with Stevenson yesterday, he discussed how he wants to reach a new level of greatness, how he wants to please this crowd, how he wants to lock in and get to the next level with a performance tonight. He has 6 minutes to do that.
Yeah, he's on his way. I think he needs to close this 6 minutes out strong. And I think he can, but Conceição doesn't always get the memo. It's going to be awkward, and he's going to remain dangerous. Oh, good shot right there. It's those kind of shots that can help him to do it. Conceição's hurt because that froze him right in his tracks. See another weapon from Stevenson coming into play. That counter left uppercut. It's landed twice in this round.
Doubles up the left hand.
Conceição hasn't thrown very many punches because he's still recovering from that left uppercut from Stevenson.
You can see it in that hesitation.
He's not throwing.
Nope, he isn't. Just hoping for keep away stuff.
He's hoping that Shakur doesn't.
Oh, there's that left uppercut.
That shot also hurt Conceição.
Viper strike it was. Stevenson locked in here halfway through round 11. Goes underneath with the left hand, right to the midsection. Off balance. See how Stevenson approaches it here. Final minute of round 11. Goes back to the body. Right hook. Not anticipating Stevenson. Inching closer to Conceição's a left hand. Another left hand to the body. See angle to the right. Conceição being completely outgunned here in this 11th round. Sweeping right hook.
It's completely erroneous. He's been walking Conceição down all night. If you want to know, however, what Shakur does as well or probably better than anyone in the game, look at the distance between their feet. He does distance as well as anybody, probably better.
And distance pays in this game. Well, we've seen a different Shakur Stevenson, to Mark's point, about being combative. What he did to Jamel Herring back in October of 21 when he won the WBO junior lightweight title. That 10th round TKO.
It's the legs, Tess. That distance and range that we talk about, it all starts with the legs. And Conceição was supposed to throw more punches than Shakur, be more busier. That's been cut down because he can't get what he wants to get. And when he reaches too far, he gets countered. That's all because of the legs of Shakur Stevenson.
Nearly got clipped with a counter left hand there. He has been taken to the body, hasn't he? 69 body shots have landed from Shakur Stevenson. The one knockdown we have of the night was from the body punch.
Stevenson still looking for the knockout with one punch.
He suggested about 5 rounds ago to switch it up, to take a different approach, and perhaps it comes.
When one style isn't working and the opponent adjusts, you have to make another adjustment. So championship boxing is about ebbs and flows and adjustments until you find the one that works for you.
Earlier tonight, when we were previewing this main event, Dre, I turned to you at one point, and I said, is this the kind of guy you can get rid of? This doesn't surprise you that we're 50 seconds away from having a distance fight, even as one-sided as it's been with Stevenson in complete control.
No, he got close, Stevenson, but Conceição's crafty, and he's tough. There's no walk in the park for anybody. You stop Conceição, you got to earn it.
Wipe off those gloves, get through this last half minute. The 135-pound division will await Shakur Stevenson. Names like Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko, and so many more. And what a ride it's going to be with super fights to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds here inside Prudential Center, we go to the judges' scorecards for the Bud Light Celebration decision. Lynn Carter has the bout 117-109. John Signorile has the bout 118-108. And Steve Weisfeld has the bout 117-109 for your winner by unanimous decision, Shakur Stevenson.
November 16th, Formula One weekend in Las Vegas. A double bill. Shakur Stevenson challenging Edwin De Los Santos.
It could be ending at any moment. It is over in an absolute thriller.
Aquí el golpe hasta el bien, el golpe hasta el bien. Una pregunta. Toquen los guantes, salimos en la campana.
Well, Mark Kriegel said it earlier. He said this is a fight that shouldn't just be framed by their nicknames, Vaquero and Patufo, Cowboy against Smurf. Bigger labels here. Diaz has to find out at his absolute best, can he earn a crown? Can he carry the label of world champ? And for Navarrete, it's legacy and potentially upward. He's boldly already talking about carrying 130 pounds and becoming a 3-division champ. Massive business to handle, and it begins now. Tim Bradley, what are you looking for early?
Well, I'm trying to see the game plan of Diaz. He told us in the fighter meeting that he's going to be using his legs to create opportunities because he's seen what frustrates Navarrete. It's the movement. And for Navarrete, I'm looking for him to close the gap, do what he always does, storm, come forward, be aggressive, and land that signature uppercut that he likes to throw.
Dre, the idea that Christopher Diaz puts forth in the lateral movement, more movement, boxing early, is that it reduces the opportunity for work rate for Emanuel Navarrete. There have been some opponents who have put that forth, and it has been more effective against Navarrete as he lands a right hand to the body.
Well, that's the right idea. Foot movement, the right kind of movement, not wasted, and the right distance and range, and then countering when Navarrete makes mistakes. That's how you take a fighter's punch count down. Sneaky little overhand right there a few seconds ago from Diaz.
That's what he has to do. Every mistake and every time Navarrete lunges forward, he needs to make a pay.
See Diaz looking out for that uppercut, blocking it well, at least right now.
He will often throw that lead uppercut with the left hand from distance. I mean, 8-inch reach advantage. You can see rehydrating how much bigger Navarrete looks compared to what we saw him on the scale yesterday at the weigh-in.
Now, like what Diaz is doing right now, he came out moving and then he realized, well, wait a second, I don't have to move that much, at least not right now. So that's a good thing. He's not giving up unnecessary energy.
And I like what I'm seeing from Diaz as well. He's going down to the body early of Navarrete. That's what you do when you're fighting against a taller fighter plus a stronger fighter. Go down to the body and weaken him.
Put a left hand to the body just underneath that right elbow. Tried to time a right hand over the top. Navarrete so awkward, so unorthodox with his approach. Unconventional in how he throws his punches and where he throws them from. Right hand got in the combination there from Navarrete. There's that lead left uppercut again, and able to have head movement away from the left hook of Diaz.
Tess, Navarrete fights like, you know, he's on a different station, you know, radio station than everybody that he fights.
His frequency's off, right? He's got a different rhythm to him.
It's awkward. It's definitely awkward, but at the same time, it's kind of off rhythm. When he attacks you, it's when you least expect it.
Three-punch combination, finished with the left uppercut. Opens up with a wide sweeping left hand to close out round number 1. Title on the line at 126 pounds. Remember, Christopher Diaz wanted to limit Navarrete's work rate, not see the typical numbers that we see. You saw the huge advantage of Navarrete typically in the 70s for punches per round. In that first round, he only threw 40. However, he outlanded Diaz 13-6. Start of round number 2.
I think Diaz did exactly
there it is.
What you're supposed to do when you're facing an awkward fighter. You don't get awkward with them. You stay composed. You stay under your feet, meaning both of your feet are equally spread apart, shoulder length apart, and you're in position to punch, and you're able to block punches, see punches, and counter. And thus far, that's what Diaz is doing.
And Tim, your there it is was brought about by the counter right hand over that jab of Navarrete.
That's what you need to do. You need to time it. Navarrete, he shoots his punches from his hip sometimes, and you can catch him over the top if you counter him, if you time him perfectly, as you saw Diaz do with the right hand.
That's what I've been talking about power boxing, where you get your shots off, you commit, but you don't give anything back. You make Navarrete work for everything that he gets.
Bernardo, I'm curious to know what you have found out about that knee wrap on the left leg of the champion Navarrete.
I've been told that he had knee issues in camp, but that actually confirms it. I asked his camp and they said, no, he's fine. But it's obvious that that was true. But he said, look, we trained, we did what we needed to do, but we'll see how it plays out during this fight against a mobile fighter like Christopher Diaz.
See, I love the eyes of Diaz. Every time he makes a move, he's thinking about defense afterwards, because Navarrete, he will attack you after you work some offense. Ooh, big right hand.
And then on the inside, Diaz getting off to that body. Navarrete placing that right hand moments ago. Three-punch combination from Diaz.
Nice feint right there.
See what he can draw out of it next time.
Diaz tried to feint the jab and come around with that hook that he just missed. You can always tell when Navarrete is trying to mount an attack. He tips himself off.
End of 2.
Papi, en la campana.
Joe Timondre ringside here. Start of round number 3, world title fight. Emanuel Navarrete, title defense against Christopher Pitufo Diaz. The right hand counters, Tim. They will be critical for Diaz's success tonight.
Yes, it is. And I've been calling from the beginning. You know, the right hand right over the top. That's how you take a jab away. And then he timed the uppercut of Navarrete right over the top with the right hand. That punch will be there for Diaz even later in this fight.
You know, I talked about Navarrete tipping himself off. He'll have a certain speed that he comes forward, and when he wants to mount an attack, he'll start to duck and start to pick up his feet and start to look like he wants to do something. Diaz is seeing that a mile away, and he's either countering or getting out of harm's way.
Pedro Navarrete told me that he wants Emanuel to start cutting off the exits and pick up his work rate to break down Christopher Diaz.
Not as many exits when you're 18 by 18 inside the ropes. He's pressing a little more with the attack here in the first minute of round number 3.
Now Navarrete is trying to break the rhythm and timing of Diaz.
He just did.
That's what he's doing. Now he's picking up the pace.
Good shot. That awkward, long lunging left hand from the champion. And now this is the volume, and this is the offensive attack we're used to seeing from Navarrete.
Yeah, that's vintage Navarrete right there.
And then he finds his opponent, Diaz, off balance, and he immediately lunges in and comes with the left uppercut again. This is a very strong-looking third round for Navarrete.
But Diaz should have known that there was going to be moments like this. A championship fight. Navarrete's not going to just lay down. You're going to have to go through some fire if you want to get this win.
Now let's see if Diaz can change or mount his own attack. Maybe change the game plan a little bit. One of the things that you can do when you have a fighter like Navarrete that gets off and gets going, you got to tie him up, break his rhythm. That's what you do. You don't want him to work, tie him up. It's a part of boxing. There it is. Diaz now is stalking, looking for the fight.
Right hand comes in from Navarrete. There are those opportunities to punch within these big punches that many have described as long and slow, but we know they've been effective. Left hand to the body from Diaz.
Yeah, they're slow, but they come at times when you don't expect them. He fights off rhythm, like we've been saying. And when you think he's going to rest, he's punching. When you think he's out of position, he's actually in position. That's what's difficult to deal with.
It's a little bit of swelling under the eye, the right eye of Diaz. We'll monitor that. Big output in that round from Navarrete.
But you got to remember, for a guy that's 5'7", he has a 72-inch reach. I had a 72-inch reach as a super middleweight and light heavyweight, so that's not normal for this weight class and for this height. That's how he's able to reach guys when they think they're out of range.
That was a beautiful gazelle hook, lead left hook.
26-7 connect advantage. 25 power punches out of 54 thrown in that third round. Solid round for the champ.
Nelson Rodriguez told me that Christopher Diaz worked on Navarrete's awkwardness, and he says, look, we're going to keep changing the speed, moving the pace so that Navarrete cannot get comfortable. We think we're up 2-1 so far.
Nelson Rodriguez, 44-year-old, longtime trainer, and has had world champions before. They feel like they put forth a good camp. I just think when you say something like that, how do you replicate what Navarrete does, what Navarrete is with sparring?
You cannot. I mean, I think to translate what the coach is saying is basically we have a game plan for the awkwardness, but you can't. You've never been in there with a guy like this, and there is no sparring partner that you can find that fights exactly like this guy. You get as close as you can.
Sweep to that body with the right hand. See in the corner of the screen there, May 22nd, undisputed junior welterweight championship on the line. 2 belts for Ramirez, 2 belts for Taylor. They're going to collide on ESPN from Vegas on May 22nd. That's a dynamic fight coming up in May. Good exchange that time. Right hand score. Navarrete now closing in behind the jab. Diaz doing a good job of blocking that right hand, and then he goes to the body with a left of his own. Digs underneath the elbow.
Yes, that's the answer right there for Diaz. You're already the shorter fighter. You have shorter arms. You're going to constantly be in clinches because you're ducking, trying to get out of the way, so why not shoot a body shot when you're down there?
Oh! There's that left lead uppercut, and the knockdown is scored!
6, 7.
Never saw it.
His signature punch, and he cashes in. Let's see how Diaz looks here. 25 seconds to survive round 4. Knockdown scored by the champ. Navarrete tries to get the right hand in. Diaz moves out to the side. And now he punches back with a sweeping left of his own. But you never know when it's coming. When you least expect it, there it is.
It's just so hard to defend against. The uppercut right up the middle. You think that you covered up, you think that you have your guards up, and he splits it with the beautiful uppercut as Diaz tried to move out to get away from his attack.
But it was that feint. It was the feint with the right hand. He looked as if he wanted to throw it. Diaz expect that right there. Diaz covered up with the left hand, and he never saw the left uppercut getting through. It was the feint that set that shot up. And typically it's the shot that you do not see that does the most damage.
And how about the angle from that neutral corner camera right at the level of the canvas? Spectacular work from Navarrete. 10-8 round scored in round number 4. Navarrete just that one single shot. 54-33 total connect advantage for the champion.
Tried it again right there.
See, a lot of people think that Navarrete don't have an IQ. He has an underrated ring IQ. I know what you see. It don't look pretty, but he knows what he's doing and how to set up his power shots.
How much does what just happened in round number 4 take Diaz off his game plan of what he wanted to achieve in the first half of this fight?
Well, if he wants to win a world title, it can't take him too far off his game plan. I can't tell you the amount of times you got to keep yourself together and get yourself together after maybe a knockdown, or you get hit with a shot and you're buzzed, or you lost a round or 2. This is what championship boxing is about. You got to figure out a way to work through it and get yourself back in the fight.
He's looking for that right hand. Trying to time it.
Limpio, suéltalo, suéltalo, vamos, boxea.
When you look at Navarrete's body right now, you look at his size, you look at his frame, his length, his reach, and you just shake your head and say, how in the world did this guy make 122 pounds? How?
We asked him if he had a nutritionist. He said, no, I don't like those. He said, I want to eat what I want to eat. He said, in fact, I eat food from my town, and if I don't feel comfortable. I respect it.
No, limpio, suéltalo, sit back, no tire. Let's go.
He's the one that brought it up to us. We didn't ask him about what his future holds. He said he started asking us about matchups at 130 pounds. Diaz looking to place that left hand between Navarrete's non-stop attack here in round 5. Good stuff here. Final minute of round 5.
It's about to turn into a fight.
Earlier than expected. Diaz said he wanted to box, he wanted to use movement early, and then second half of the fight, let it go where it needs to go. We're in round 5.
He also said that if he feels like the fight is starting to slip away, he's going to go for broke. I don't think he's quite there yet, but you see Diaz taking some shots and trying to take advantage of some opportunities.
Which is exactly why I asked you, Dre, how much did that uppercut, putting him down in the 4th round, alter the early game plan? You start to get the answer as he comes ahead with a 3-punch combination. Great to have fans back in the sport. And it's a night where they've had a lot to roar about. Silver Spurs Arena, Kissimmee, Florida. A sellout crowd of what's been allowed with the COVID protocols. Now number 6 of our World Championship fight. WBO featherweight title on the line. Navarrete's first defense at 126 pounds. The taller, longer champion in the black trunks scored the knockdown in round 4 against the local favorite, Christopher Diaz. He has a 71-43 connect advantage, does Navarrete.
Diaz right now is doing the right thing, trying to get into the body of Navarrete. He understands that when he hits him down to the body, he doesn't work. He doesn't work as much as he does from the outside. Get down to that body.
Yeah, I think that's the wrinkle for Diaz. He needs to back Navarrete up, and he's going to have to walk through some punches to do it. But Navarrete's normally used to being the guy who's backing fighters up. So when you turn the tide, you see Navarrete looks just a little bit different on his back foot.
They're right in the kitchen, and they're exchanging.
See how he whips his body around to get that uppercut? It's great rotation right there from Navarrete to be able to still just shift his body to throw that uppercut right in the midst of fire. Look at that. Oh.
That's the answer for Diaz.
The body work.
Navarrete's a pro, so he won't show it on his face. No. But trust me, he's feeling those body shots. The only punch that Diaz has gotten a reaction from Navarrete about is body shots.
I'm seeing the same thing, partner.
Warning from Samuel Burgos. There's a left hand around the belt line again.
But the dangerous thing for Diaz going down to the body, he has to be careful with those uppercuts. Sneaking underneath, because when you go to the body, you're exposed for the uppercut.
And that's what floored him in round 4.
Navarrete's got to find a way to get Diaz back on his back foot. Looks like a different fighter backing up.
And did you see that left hand that he just threw?
Good combination from Diaz.
It looked like the body shots are starting to affect him right now.
Navarrete tried to sell it.
He did. He looked at the ref. Ref said that was good. Let's go. In that 6th round, guys, Christopher Diaz landed a fight-high 14 total punches.
Listen, Tess, Diaz is going to have to play Russian roulette in this fight. You know, the weakness of Navarrete is in the inside. He has to get to the body. But like I said, he's exposed for the uppercut, as you can see right now.
Oh, that body shot was good right there.
Very good exchanges to open up round 7. Oh, he just missed on that right hand over the top of the left of Navarrete. Navarrete has come out throwing combinations. Now on the inside, Diaz, the shorter man, shorter arms, has to get to work when he's there. Both men opening up. This is taking on a really good tone, isn't it? Good pace here as they are just throwing.
This is not the fight that Diaz wanted, but this is the fight that Diaz has to fight. There's always a wrinkle. There's always an opening for your opponent. Nobody's invincible. And Navarrete's weakness is going backwards and on the inside. Doesn't mean he won't punch, but he's vulnerable. Diaz has to fight this kind of fight if he's going to give himself a chance to win.
Dre, you mentioned it in round 5 that he had said if it gets to the place of desperation, he'll fight to the level of desperation.
But sometimes the game plan A doesn't work.
Right.
And you got to be flexible to make in-fight adjustments. Those that do oftentimes go on to win. Those that don't, they typically lose.
He's trying to time that right hand. Remember, he got the warning for this earlier. Oh, boy. what just happened. Hit him in that kidney area. Now, a few rounds ago, we saw him with 3 punches and the warning from Burgos. So a point deduction in round number 7. There's already a 10-8 round banked with a knockdown. Now the point deduction here. Diaz has to hit the gas pedal.
You're in the corner of Diaz. You got to tell your fighter, plan A is out the window. Keep a tight defense, and you got to fight fire with fire. That's how Diaz can win this fight.
Look at this stuff.
He can't outbox Navarrete.
No, he cannot.
Ring too small for that. And Navarrete cuts off the ring very, very well. And his arms are too long.
Here comes the answer. The answer's coming right now from Diaz.
See a little bit of blood from the nose of Diaz. They've been trying to take care of some swelling that showed up earlier just above the right eye. Reaching with that right hand. Oh, there's that uppercut. 2-punch combination from Navarrete. Trying to wrap around the left hand under the right elbow as well.
Navarrete cool under fire.
A lot of action here in round 7. A lot of action. That 7th round saw high punch outputs for each man. Navarrete landed 28 of 83. Diaz 20 of 78. Remember, there was the point deduction for hitting in the back. But it was outstanding action, and things have changed in terms of how Diaz has to go about it. 68-63, 10-8 4th round with the knockdown, 10-8 7th round with the point deduction. Nelson Rodriguez is the trainer of Christopher Pitufo Diaz, the title challenger here, the hometown hero for these fans. And he said to him, don't wait for the referee, you just keep punching. Just keep punching. This is what we've trained for, this kind of a war.
Navarrete is sitting back, he's looking for the uppercut, that's what he's looking for. He's looking to line one up, vicious uppercut on Diaz.
Diaz took an angle, tried to place the left hand, going off to the right.
Test the body work of Diaz is paying good dividends. You can see the effect, you see the lows in offense from Navarrete.
See if Diaz can get back to it. Can target that belt line. There's the lead left uppercut. That time it was blocked on the inside. 4-punch combination from Navarrete. Diaz has to take those steps forward, and he does. Uppercut in the midst of it, and he goes down again. Beautiful combination from Navarrete.
6, 7, 8.
Look at the blood coming from the face of Diaz. 1 minute to go in round 8. The champ in control.
Oh, brutal shot right there.
Such a thud. Uppercut comes in. Diaz is wrapping up. Navarrete. Straight back goes Diaz, and coming forward like a freight train comes Navarrete. Second knockdown score of this 8th round. Bloodied, battered, damaged is Diaz.
He got to leave it all out there, Tess. He got to fight.
He's going for broke.
Fight.
Throwing it all out there while taking extreme punishment.
Let's box. Take a deep breath again. You don't got nothing, bro. You don't got nothing. Listen, here you go. Get some water. Chris, listen to me. You cannot stay in front of him, okay? Use your fucking legs and box.
There's no tomorrow. Right now, there's only the start of a 9th round. But how much more can Diaz take? He was hurt badly in that 8th round. Down twice. Navarrete landed 28 power punches in that 8th round. His high total so far in this fight.
Navarrete coming off a round where he had a lot of offensive output. He'll probably try to take this round off and land something sneaky.
He's recharging, Dre. That's what he's doing, recharging.
Nelson Rodriguez just told me, look, Christopher is a puncher. He's got a puncher's chance, but he's got to do this, and he can't stand in front of Navarrete.
Diaz now choosing to get back on his bike. Navarrete was too strong in the inside for him.
Feinting that lead left uppercut.
He's looking to line it up, Tess, I'm telling you. My man Navarrete got a high IQ.
Good combination from Diaz. When he had a moment of opportunity, he took it, and Navarrete comes firing right back.
Team Diaz is running out of game plans. They started off boxing, that didn't work. They went inside, that didn't work. And now Coach Nelson Rodriguez is calling for his fighter to go back outside. Navarrete has had an answer for everything that Diaz has tried to do.
Everything.
He has scored 3 knockdowns tonight.
It's nights like this where you come to grips with how bad you really want it. I don't think it's a desire thing with Diaz. It doesn't have any answers.
Oh my goodness. It's
Look at this combination.
Just doesn't have any answers.
It's that offense, Dre. That's what it is. That offense. That's heavy leather right there.
Throws himself off balance.
Knocked himself down.
Throws himself off balance just by the roaring wave of offense that he produces. Remember, Bernardo talked about the damaged knee in training camp, and you see him wearing that brace, so who knows how his support is when he does get thrown off to that left side.
Got to keep an eye on that.
Diaz with an opportunity and placed a right hand in the midst of those punches. He's got heart. You look at his face, and you look at what Mike Basil, the cut man, had to deal with after that 8th round. And he comes out and still is game.
You're not fucking, you're doing an excellent job. Listen to me.
You see his left foot slip there. It can happen in the middle of the ring where you have the logo. We heard the champ's cousin, his trainer, 39-year-old Pedro Navarrete, who is a former pro fighter himself, pro fighter who suffered 22 losses in his career, but he's been a very good trainer with his cousin. Say, how do you feel? And the champ just gave his cousin a smile.
It's also very discouraging for Diaz, who's known as a good puncher. And he's landed flush shots on Navarrete to no avail. He's got no reaction from Navarrete except when he's gone to the body. So it leaves a fighter like Diaz searching for answers while the long-armed Navarrete is punching from all different angles. Tough spot for Diaz.
Andre's card is dotted with damage to Diaz. The 3 knockdowns, you got a 10-7 8th round with 2 knockdowns there. 10-8 4th round with the knockdown there. 10-8 7th round with the point deduction for hitting to the back. 88 to 79.
So what you're saying, Tess, is that Diaz needs a knockout to win this fight.
And how?
I don't know if it's a good thing to let Navarrete recover. Got a couple more rounds, and I'm sure he's going to get real busy with those hands in the next couple of rounds.
Just pulled the trigger with the right hand up top. And Navarrete just got away from it. Hands were down, and that left hook came in.
Navarrete got a chin on him.
What did he say to you when we met with him yesterday about not being hurt?
He said he's never been hurt. He's never been down. And he's a young guy. You know, he can take a lot. Dre, I got a question for you, my man, partner. Can anybody at 126 right now beat this fighter that we're seeing right now in Navarrete?
It's a tough guy to beat, Tim. It's a tough question. Tough question to answer right now, but he's going to be a tough out for anybody. He's going to be a tough out for anybody. And I like what Navarrete said, and something I always said in my career. He said, if I get beat, it's not going to be easy.
Jay, I'm going to go on record and say that there's no one at 126 pounds, if he finishes this fight on his feet, can beat Navarrete.
The WBO featherweight championship on the line. Emanuel Navarrete has been in complete control. Christopher Diaz has had his moments. He's been fiery. He's been game. He's been willing. But Navarrete, so unconventional, so powerful, so long, and he's done serious damage. Diaz, 6 minutes to try to find something.
With Diaz, you gotta let your hands go. You gotta use every bit of your experience to try to get in range, to let a shot go that Navarrete doesn't see, and hope that you can hurt him, buzz him, and get his attention, even though you haven't hurt him to this point. But sitting back and just let Navarrete tee off at will is not the answer.
Well, the biggest issue is he's moving right now, but the biggest issue is when he sits in front and he puts those earmuffs on. That's the problem that Diaz made. It allows Navarrete to tee off on him, go down to the body, and then come up with the uppercut.
Limpio, limpio, vamos, suéltese, suéltese. Let's go, pásela, recuerda.
See, the biggest thing about inside fighting, a lot of people don't really understand is that positioning is very important. And the most important thing is your head positioning, where you keep your head. If you keep it in the middle, it's going to get knocked off. If you keep it off to the side, you're in a safer place than keeping it directly in the middle.
See the blood coming from the nose and mouth of Diaz?
Limpio, limpio, muchachos, suéltese, vamos, suéltese.
Looks like a beat-up fighter.
He took huge damage in that 8th round. Huge damage.
Just got hit with 3 punches on that same nose.
He's absorbed 202 punches. 186 of them are power shots from a powerful featherweight. Want to let everybody know that at the conclusion of our championship fight, we're going to go over to the ESPN app, ESPN Plus, for extended coverage of this spectacular night of fights. Here's Diaz trying to get to the inside, and Navarrete returning fire.
That's some kind of courage right there from Diaz. That shows you how bad he wants this fight. He wants to win this fight. He hasn't given up.
He doesn't know how to give up. That's not who he is. Look at him getting right into the furnace with a guy who has put this kind of damage on him. Not just the fighters. Nelson Rodriguez calmly telling Diaz, I have faith in you. There's no pain. There's no pain. There's no pain. As he's looking at that face filled with pain. And look at how Diaz responds. And look at how Navarrete is willing to dish more out. As Diaz is moving forward, lands a right hand. And he's got Navarrete against the ropes. And Navarrete says, we can do this all night long. 12th and final round, title on the line. How tough is Diaz?
This is some heart, Tess. This is heart. A lion's heart. That's what we're witnessing right now.
Navarrete continues to go to his head. Diaz continues to snowplow forward and just punch and hope and look for something. Navarrete in complete control, having dominated, scored 3 knockdowns, up huge on the scorecards. And yet Diaz is landing some right hands here in this 12th and final round. Desperate for a knockout.
Tess, and you're wondering how Diaz is able to do this after taking those shots and being down. I'm going to tell you right now, it's emotion. He's thinking back on how hard it took him to get here. He's thinking about his kids. He's thinking about everything right now in his life.
Strip it down to its pure essence. It's a magnificent sport. Making tough decisions. And Diaz has decided something here in this 12th round. He's decided to give.
Tess, this is special, Tess. This is special stuff we're seeing from both guys.
Navarrete digging with body shots.
Come on, ref. We got... Oh, what is happening right now? Wrong time to do that.
Final 50 seconds. Navarrete closing in, defending his title, and Diaz on wobbly legs. How much can you possibly take and still be given? Oh, Navarrete's damaging him badly. Damaging him so badly.
That's it, fellas.
Gotta be it.
You don't need to go anymore. That's it.
He just grabbed down and it's over. They're up on the apron. The fight is over. You cannot possibly give more than what Diaz just gave, yet take more. Navarrete.
Unbelievable work by both guys, showing heart, will, going down to the end of this round. You see Diaz takes a big punch right there. He's trying to give it all he got. He's trying to stay on his feet. Navarrete is just too strong, coming from angles, different angles, from the southpaw stance, the right-handed stance, and then down goes Diaz.
Diaz gave everything that he had. You rarely see this in a boxing ring. You hear fighters talk about giving it everything they had. But until you put yourself in harm's way and risk getting knocked out or beat up, you haven't given everything that you have. Diaz did that. He came here to win a championship. Sometimes you don't leave with the championship. You don't leave with the victory, but you leave with your respect, and Diaz did that tonight.
This bout comes to a stop at 2:49 of round number 12. For your winner by technical knockout and still WBO featherweight champion of the world, Emanuel Vaquero Navarrete.
November 16th, Formula One weekend in Las Vegas. A double bill. Shakur Stevenson challenging Edwin De Los Santos.
It could be ending at any moment. It is over in an absolute thriller. You better bring in that talking.
Jamal, Shakur, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room. You both know exactly what I expect. A good, clean championship fight. Just obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
We expect a good one. Joe Tessitore, Tim Bradley, Andre Ward ringside with you. Jamel Herring, and Shakur Stevenson, they overlap with colleagues, with trainers in the recent past. They have gotten to know each other so very well. But yet at this moment, right here, right now, is when they actually find out everything about the other. Andre Ward, we have talked about it all week, of asking Jamel Herring, what's the game plan? What's the strategy? And how early do you get to it? What do you expect from him?
Jamel Herring's got to show that he can deal with the speed of Shakur and that he can start to get his own jab established and slowly start to push Shakur Stevenson back.
I don't like what I'm seeing right now from Jamel Herring. He's sitting back right now trying to box with Stevenson when he should be trying to move forward and get into the chest. Right now, Stevenson is feinting and getting the reaction that he wants from Herring.
That is to his advantage with the superior hand speed, overall skill, foot speed. He's the better boxer.
Right now, Jamel Herring is confident. He does have a good game plan. And Shakur Stevenson has to make Jamel Herring believe he can't win. And he does that by hitting Jamel early and often and not allowing Jamel Herring to get anything back.
There's a body shot right hand from Shakur and then goes with the southpaw jab.
I see something very appealing from Shakur Stevenson. You see the grease on his body?
Yes.
He's expecting body shots coming from Jamel Herring.
Of course, at the discretion of the referee, pre-fight, Mark Nelson looked him over as to whether or not it's acceptable.
It shouldn't be.
But you can see it. And shimmer and shine off of the bright lights here at State Farm Arena. Left hand comes in from Shakur. Laser focus, tried to sweep the right hand across the belt line as well.
Just how Shakur Stevenson is going to slowly take over this fight is by power boxing. It's not moving around. He can avoid punches, but he has to make Jamel Herring pay when he misses punches. And again, he has to make Jamel believe that he can't win this fight. And Jamel has to start to pick up the pace because even though this is only the first round, Shakur can do this all night long. Jamel has to start to implement the game plan that he's been talking about all week, which is being the bully.
If it stays like this, it's on Shakur's terms, Timmy.
All night long, Shakur Stevenson is systematically already breaking down and found his rhythm and found his mark quickly in this first round.
And you know that Shakur is getting to Jamel right now because he's got Jamel hesitant to throw. Jamel came out going punch for punch. Now he's got Jamel thinking, trying to figure out what to do next.
That's the right hand, that left hand I'm talking about. Jamel doesn't see things coming from that side, and he's walking that way at the moment, getting hit with straight left hands from Shakur Stevenson.
You heard Jamel Herring's trainer, Brian McIntyre, known to everybody in the business simply as Bo Mac, the famed trainer of the pound-for-pound elite Terrence Bud Crawford. Simply tell Jamel Herring, Dre, you gotta commit, push him back.
That's bad news for Team Herring when you get that kind of coaching after the first round. You would think that maybe that would happen after the midway point in this fight. So it's not looking good for Jamel Herring right now. He can still try to get himself in the fight, but Bo Mac is right. He's got to try to commit and sell out.
You heard the term speed kills?
Of course.
That's what's going on right now. The speed of Shakur Stevenson is too much for Jamel Herring at this moment.
He has as much speed as anybody in boxing. No doubt about it. We're seeing a little more boxer, puncher, and offense out of him, but defensive prowess. This is somebody who has wide margins and outlanding opponents throughout his career at a 3.6-to-1 ratio. There's the left hand at the end of the combination. Touches the jab to the body as well.
Who's the bigger man? Who's the bigger man? Is it Jamel Herring or is it Shakur Stevenson? Because he's walking down Jamel Herring already, and it's the second round.
That's the mistake we make sometimes. We think the taller guy is the stronger guy. The taller guy is the bigger guy. It's not necessarily true. Shakur looks a lot stronger than Jamel Herring to me right now, and a lot thicker.
Left hand landing. Good accuracy from Shakur, and then he places it to the body. Had a 3-punch combination, couple left hands up top, and then places it to the body. It's a very strong start for the undefeated fighter.
That jab right there from Jamel Herring was a half jab, trying to get back to defense all at the same time. It's not a good look, fellas.
It's not. Just watch that left hand that come over the top right now. From Shakur.
Left hand comes in again. And again. He said it would be his breakout performance. He took criticism for his last performance. People said you could have gotten rid of the guy. You could have pressed the gas pedal a little bit. You see that laser focus early on tonight.
Tess, every fighter fights with respect. I understand the belts, yes, they're a spectacle in the sport. They're nice to have. But we as fighters, we want to be respected by the people in the industry and the fans. That's what Shakur Stevenson is fighting for right now.
And Shakur still got to be smart because Jamel is dangerous with that left hand and he's dangerous with a right hook. And Shakur Stevenson is doing the right thing by marching forward behind the right jab.
1-2, backs it up with a southpaw right hook as well. And then from range, back to the jab. Good work. Pinpoint accuracy from Shakur Stevenson with that left hand. Of his total punches thrown, we typically see low connect numbers for Shakur Stevenson opponents. Shakur Stevenson's landing 37% of his power punches, the left hand finding its mark.
As soon as that stat creeps up to about 50, you could see a stoppage.
That's the power punch percentage. You saw the total punches in the last round there put up, but the power punch percentage right now is 37%.
Jamel Herring has to ask himself, what is he willing to live with? Is he willing to live with being on the outside of those punches that are not going to stop coming and maybe at some point start looking for a way out, or maybe get caught by a big shot? Or is he going to fight fire with fire and do what he told us he was going to do and try to back Shakur Stevenson up and try to rough him up and land a big shot? What is Jamel Herring willing to accept tonight?
And right now we're seeing some inflammation under the left eye of Jamel Herring, and that's going to be something they're going to have to contend with in the corner.
You see, this is the fight that I knew that Shakur Stevenson had in him. I know he can stand his ground. I know he can fight well in the inside, and he's showing us a different dimension of his skill set. He can do it all.
Finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination. Then goes down to the body with a jab. Then back upstairs with the left hand. 3-punch combination to the head. Shakur is in rhythm here in Atlanta. Look at this work.
It's looking like Gotti Floyd right now.
Yes, it is.
It's looking like Floyd Mayweather, Arturo Gotti right now, where you thought the bigger guy was going to back the smaller guy up, but the smaller guy has a lot more physical strength, a lot more prowess, and a lot more punching power than you thought.
Herring ain't going to lay down, though. I'm letting you know that right now. He's a Marine. He's going to fight back. And I see him. He's trying his spots right now.
He's taking those steps forward. That's what he needs to do. Has to take steps forward to have any chance at all.
No chance to win standing on the outside of those shots. He's got to let his shots go.
Fires off the left hand behind it. Nobody said it would be easy, Jamel. But you got to go forward if you want to get it done.
And the game plan for Team Herring is also to try to take Shakur Stevenson into the deep rounds because they feel like he's got conditioning issues. He's never been in a tough fight, so that's also the game plan.
The fight is starting to break out now.
Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Herring's not backing up, and Shakur's still giving.
Neither Shakur. Shakur's standing his ground right now. Backing up when he needs to, and then stepping inside.
Right in the center of the ring. Right on that Crawford Porter signage for their big pay-per-view coming up on November 20th. As Bud Crawford sits ringside.
Beautiful work by Shakur Stevenson.
Joe Tin and Dre on the call here from Atlanta. Shakur Stevenson has a 59-21 connect advantage over the champion, Jamel Herring, as we begin round number 4. Bomac also said to Jamel, it has to be more than one punch at a time. Bernardo.
On the other side, Wally Moses, who's the grandfather and trainer of Shakur Stevenson, said, I don't want him to allow Jamel to move to his right. I want him to keep him moving left and to continue digging to the body.
We'll look for that.
Now you see Jamel trying to march forward. He's kind of gotten over that those 3 rounds of shock that he experienced, and now he's starting to try to implement the game plan that he talked about in the beginning, which is march forward behind the right jab and put pressure on Shakur Stevenson.
And he's doing the right thing because he's moving to his left. He's cutting off that angle for Shakur Stevenson that he's used to, and he's making him and trying to force him right.
Step back clean. I got you.
Bomac, the trainer of Herring, the champion.
Free, guys. Quick, I got you.
Excuse me, my correction. Herring needs to push Shakur Stevenson to his left. Keep him from going right.
Stop, don't punch. Be careful. Get your head up. Step back, step back.
The right jab is the best thing Jamel Herring has going for him. That's the only shot he has to actually walk forward and actually get those power shots off that he wants to. If he tries to load up and lead, he's going to get countered. If he sits on the outside, he's going to get picked apart. He's got to get the right jab going to try to push Shakur Stevenson back. Just like that.
Here comes the left hand.
He knew it was coming, doubling up that right jab. Tough target to hit, though, is Shakur. Always has been.
You're right, Dre. That jab is causing some problems for Shakur Stevenson. Oh, nice shot right there.
Lifted him with the right hand.
And that got Jamel Herring's attention.
As it should. Off angle, didn't matter. Well scored by Stevenson. World title on the line. Stevenson off to a great start. Round number 5 of our world title fight. Shakur Stevenson with a 73-30 advantage in total connects. In the locker room is Jamel Herring's wife, Jen. She has not come out to watch this ringside. Has her head turned right now. Obviously, her husband has quite the uphill battle to try to defend his title here tonight with the way Stevenson is off to this strong start.
Break! No. Come on. Let go. Come on, don't grab, Jamel. Just box.
Herring's doing a good job behind that jab of his. Landing it on Shakur. That's been the difficult task for any fighter. Whoa.
Shakur turned him around and now the headshots come in. Able to get around the guard of Herring.
Break, don't punch. Keep your hands free, guys. Get out of there on your own. All right, break. I got it.
Seeing Shakur looking more comfortable right now, staying in the pocket,
Get your hands free.
blocking and picking off some of the shots from Jamel Herring, and also showing that he's also strong and he can manhandle Jamel Herring, and then countering shots on Jamel just like that. That's discouraging for Jamel Herring because nothing is working at the moment.
Hands free, guys.
Oh, nice.
That's what he has to do.
Right hand inside.
Has to be willing to just hit him and hit him anywhere and take some chances, especially when you can smother him. And he just did. Left hand came in against Stevenson. And he goes right back into the kitchen again and lands to the body, does Herring.
Be careful, guys.
His best stretch of the fight.
Watch your heads.
You can see swelling around the left eye.
That straight left hand down on the inside. Shakur Stevenson needs to be careful. He needs to time that perfectly because he's leaning right in. The line of fire for the left hand of Jamel Herring.
Hands free, guys. Get out of there. Break, I got it.
It's a really good round for Jamel Herring.
That last round was Jamel Herring's best round, and still Shakur Stevenson had some brilliant moments, Dre.
Yeah, he landed a lot of leather, just like we see right here. He feinted down and went up top with an overhand left, came back, missed the right, but then landed the left, and then walked down Jamel and landed another left as he pushes Jamel Herring back to the ropes.
Shakur had a 16-12 connect advantage in that last round. 13 of the 16 connects were power punches.
Hands free, guys. Get out of there. Oh, break. Don't.
The whole time in the fighter meeting yesterday, good jab right there from Jamel Herring. Team Herring said they don't believe Shakur Stevenson had the dog in him. They don't believe if he's pushed to a certain point that he's going to respond. We get to see if he responds right now.
You have to push him to that point. You have to execute on that plan to get the answer.
Well, we see Jamel slowly trying to do that. He hasn't fully executed, but you see him trying.
Ooh, head clash.
Clash of heads there.
Watch your heads, you okay?
Oh, mean two-piece right there. Both of them landed. But the frustrating part, fellas, is not the two-piece. It's when you think you're going to get something back, and the distance and the range and the legs of Shakur Stevenson won't allow you to get back. That's discouraging, fellas. That's demoralizing.
Break, don't punch. Step back all the way.
Jamel Herring has to free that one hand, his right hand, or his right arm, and just let both shots go. Shakur may throw.
Right, but he's got scored well by Stevenson right there.
He hurt him with that shot.
You saw Herring off balance for a moment, didn't you, Tim?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And the reason why that shot hurt him is because he didn't see it coming.
Quick right hook.
Break, don't punch. I got it. Step back clean.
Right hook does damage in the middle of round 6.
Oh, same shot right there. If it's working, why go away from it?
Look at the swelling around the left eye of the champion Herring.
You got to understand that right hook is Shakur Stevenson's power shot. He's a right-handed fighter. He's right-handed, but he fights in the southpaw stance.
What an advantage that is. Be able to generate that power as a natural righty, but a gifted and sublimely skilled southpaw in the ring. Big crowd has come out here in what has been an exciting night in Atlanta at State Farm Arena to see this world title fight. And right now what they are seeing is an exceptional performance by Newark, New Jersey's Shakur Stevenson, who has a 102-49 connect advantage against the champion Jamel Herring. Yes, the champion, but keep in mind Stevenson, the accomplished Olympian who went on in his 13th fight to win a featherweight championship, said, I'm moving up to 130 pounds, 16-0. And tonight trying to stay the course to become a 2-division world champion. And he was the significant favorite. Late money came in on Herring, but Shakur Stevenson a significant favorite.
in the corner, Bomac, I asked him, how do you turn things around? He says he has to do what he did in that 5th round. That was his best round. He's got to rough him up, and that's the only chance he has.
Okay. Step back.
That was his best work of the night, Bernardo,
listen
that
to my
5th
commands,
round.
guys, okay? Come on, keep it clean.
There's so much skill going on in that ring from Shakur Stevenson. Both fighters, of course, but Shakur Stevenson makes adjustments.
Yes.
You know, that's when you're a top fighter. That's when you're one of the best guys in the division and in the sport of boxing. He took away the angle from Herring by throwing the right hook towards the area where he was going.
Hands free, guys.
That minor adjustment is what's winning Shakur Stevenson this fight.
Yes, speaking of winning the fight, let's look at Andre Ward's scorecard because it's a pretty easy one to score. The only round you can even consider Herring would be the 5th round. That's the only round where he had double-digit connects. He was 12 of 50 still, and Shakur still had seemingly better moments in that round, landing 13 power punches, so it's a clean sweep.
Right. Shakur landed the best punch in that round, and he did a little bit more. Jamel came on, but he let Shakur close it just enough where I gave Shakur that 5th round.
Jamel trying to get around Mark Nelson. He's trying to get around Mark Nelson, just get after it.
Stop.
I was going to say that this is where Herring said he wanted the fight. He either wanted Shakur backing up or he wanted him inside right now. Jamel Herring has Shakur where he wants him. He's got to try to take advantage, but Shakur is not playing alone.
Hands free.
A mean 3-piece right there.
See, Shakur is a really good inside fighter. And this is what I've been trying to tell people. He's a really good inside fighter. If he wants to commit to it, he can do it.
Landed that short right hand and then rolled. That conversation is most likely going to be happening soon enough if he can continue on the path he's been on in his career.
Keep him up, guys. Come on, keep the punches up.
Stevenson's got to stay focused. He can't look at the ref because when he did, Jamel Herring did just what he was supposed to do. He landed a straight left hand.
Nico Ali Walsh. You can always go to the ESPN app, ESPN.com, to see all the highlights. Watch back the entire fight card. Evander Holyfield's son, by the way, came up a winner earlier tonight here in Atlanta. Round number 8.
Team Herring has to continue to try to convince him that he can win this fight. Even though he's down on the card, son, you got to keep pressing forward. Remember the game plan. We said he was going to fade late. We'll never know if that's true if you don't let your hands go and start to hit him any and everywhere.
Now, these are the no-regret moments.
Because the alternative is sitting on the end of his punches and getting hit with shots like that.
Don't punch, step back.
Herring's got to free that hand and let both hands go. He's only hitting Shakur to the body with the left hand. Free the right hand up and let both shots go.
And he needs to shorten his shots too. You know, he's throwing over the head of Shakur Stevenson. Wow, nice combination right there. Not everything landed.
Get your hands free.
Overshooting. What did Shakur Stevenson do? The smartest thing. He stepped inside and smothered the backhand of Herring.
So the left hand was ineffective there. Anytime these other gets in the body.
Hands free, guys. Get out of there.
Good sequence with both hands right there from Herring.
Yep.
Got to keep that up.
Don't punch. I got it.
Bad Herring is marching forward with no jab. Good Herring is the Jamel Herring that's coming forward with the right jab, coming behind that with the straight lefts and the body shots with both hands. He's got to stay disciplined with that right jab.
I like the body shots inside from Herring. Got to hit something.
There's a short right to the body.
Good short overhand left.
Get your hands free. Step back out of there, guys. All right, break. I got it then.
Stevenson won a featherweight title in just his 13th pro fight. Now fight number 17. He's looking to become a 2-division world champion.
Get your hands free. Step out of there. Break! I got it. Stop. Stop. 10 seconds. Obey the bell.
Jamel Herring didn't really fall prey to all the jarring, all the chirping going on throughout the week here in Atlanta. Do you buy that? Do you see any slowdown to Shakur Stevenson?
Wait till the bell rings.
No, I don't see any slowdown. I mean, I think Jamel eked out that last round, and maybe Shakur slowed down a bit, but I don't think it's the way Bo Mack is saying it is. But Bo Mack is doing his job. He's earning his money tonight. He has to encourage his fighter and try to make this man believe that he can still win this fight.
Jamel Herring has been executing Bo Mack's game plan these last few rounds, getting inside, dirtying it up, but Shakur Stevenson is tougher, rougher, and better inside than anyone thought.
That's the way Jamel Herring needs to answer a 2-3 punch combination from Shakur. He needs to answer with his own 2 or 3 punch combination. Shots like that.
Break, don't punch. I got it.
See, Stevenson has came in here this fight with a made-up mind. He just hurt Herring with that. He hurt Herring with an uppercut.
2 more headshots came in as well. Timmy, a few years ago, you and I were in New York and we were broadcasting a Shakur Stevenson fight, and I remember turning to you and saying, I think I'm starting to see the man strength come out in Shakur Stevenson. Tonight, it has fully arrived. This is a strong, sturdy, thicker version of Shakur Stevenson, and it's at 130 pounds.
And he's fighting the biggest guy that he's ever faced in his entire career. He's fighting a true 130-pounder in Jamel Herring. Could very well be at 135 pounds.
He was.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just the best, I mean the biggest, but the best.
Yes.
The most accomplished as a professional.
Gives up 3 inches to him, a guy who was at a higher weight class to begin with.
Step back. Stop! Don't punch. I got it. Step back.
Stevenson has let off the gas pedal a bit, and he's finding his opportunities to rest. See him come inside. He wants the opportunities to rest in there. And Jamel Herring's allowing him to do that.
I don't think he took his foot off the gas pedal. I mean, he's done a lot of good work for 3/4 of this round, and he's just trying to see what Jamel Herring is going to do. Bring Jamel Herring to you and see if he can respond, and if you can, you know, land a good shot if he overcommits. I think it's strategy over anything else.
I think it's both.
Get your hands free.
He hit him with a low blow right there.
I'll get you.
Referee's doing a good job tonight, fellas.
He's standing out of the way. That's what I like. I like refs to stay out of the way.
That's Mark Nelson, a veteran. We've seen him many times through the years.
Shakur Stevenson comes around the guard of Herring, catching him and I think open up that right eye, I believe.
On that punch, in fact, Timmy. Another round where Shakur Stevenson lands double-digit power punches. He was 12 of 32 on power punches in that last round. Round number 10.
Stop! Stop!
For the WBO 130-pound title.
I'm going to have him look at the cut.
Ringside physician is going to look at this cut on the right eye that just opened up in the last round.
It's good. I just don't know where it is. I want you to just look at it.
Dr. Jeff Traub has the duties with the Georgia Commission.
Okay, neutral corner. Time in.
Not sure if that little rest is going to benefit Jamel Herring or Shakur Stevenson the most.
All I know is Shakur Stevenson see that blood, and I bet you he's going to attack that eye of Jamel Herring. Look at that. It's hard to see, especially when you got blood dripping down the eye. It's in the spot. It's above the eye, so it is definitely blurring his vision a bit, impairing his vision.
Well, the cut is worsening, and another left hand comes in. And look at these headshots from Shakur.
Shakur isn't wasting any energy. He's very efficient, and he's landing clean shots at will right now.
Efficient and sharp. So accurate and doing damage. He's got a little bit of an angle to him, too.
That's what blood does.
That is it. They're waving it off. This is a TKO victory for Shakur Stevenson, and he is a two-division world champion. An absolute A-plus performance from Shakur.
Shakur closing in on Jamel Herring. The blood excited him. He sees weakness in his opponent, and Jamel Herring isn't responding. So Shakur did what he was supposed to do. Pour it on. That's what you're trained to do. And this is what everybody asked for in his last fight. So he gave the fans and the media and everybody who had something to say and something to write what they wanted. Are you not entertained tonight by the young fighter Shakur Stevenson?
Inside State Farm Arena, referee Mark Nelson calls a stop to this bout at 1 minute 30 seconds of round number 10. For your winner by technical knockout and new WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Shakur Stevenson!
November 16th, Formula One weekend in Las Vegas. A double bill. Shakur Stevenson challenging Edwin De Los Santos.
It could be ending at any moment. It is over in an absolute thriller